Feeling better, honey? Honey? I'll take that as a yes.
Try NyQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu symptom relief. NyQuil Severe with honey flavor. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever. Honeylicious, best sleep with a cold medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen the high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
ADOT's I-10 Broadway Curve Improvement Project is in the works. It's an 11-mile stretch of Interstate 10 between Loop 202 and I-17. When complete, your travel time through the area will be reduced. Access to Sky Harbor, retail centers, and colleges will be improved, and the region will be able to better support a growing economy and more. Keep up with the project and traffic updates at i10broadwaycurve.com and stay ahead of the curve. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
If you're an agent or broker in group benefits, get ready to learn about an exciting and innovative new program to offer your clients. Eternal Benefit is now offering the first pre-planning program that's available as a payroll deduction and allows benefits for the entire family. Our pre-planning program can include coverage for yourself, your spouse, plus your immediate family, including parents, children, grandparents, and even aunts, uncles, and cousins. Looking for a great reason to contact your clients? This is it. No more meetings where you have nothing new to offer. Eternal Benefit plans lock in and provide for funeral and burial expenses regardless of price increases. Employees can now take care of their family member without pressure. Choose from hundreds of funeral homes and cemeteries. Plans are completely transferable. Even if your clients move to another state, the program pays some of the highest commissions in the group benefits area. Find out more. Go to eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574. Eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
KQFN AM Tempe, K257 CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM, K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Mornings are better with Wake Up Call with Tony and Ron. Weekday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And yesterday I did have to step away. No Blissful Haze. I did not have putrid asparagus dumps going on. And no random texter. It wasn't a sudden bout of Taco Bell. It was a big old bag of mind your own damn business. That's what it was. And we're all here today, and that's what matters. Donnie wants to know, hey, why won't the app work if I open up another app while I'm listening? Because you have a crap phone? I don't know. I've never had that problem. We've had people who are able to do multi-apps without issue. I probably think it's your phone, Donnie.
I can. I've never had a problem using more than one app.
Keon can, and he has one of the worst phones in the history of man. So I don't know what your problem is, Donnie.
The screen sucks.
Wouldn't say that. I mean,
did you finally determine the screen sucks on your phone?
Well, not really. It's just the screen protector. You got to swap it out every now and then because
Keon, you've got one of those fancy three-way bifold phones, right?
Not three-way bifold. It just folds. It's just one fold.
Yeah, but no, it does. It's a
Where's
screen
the
on
third part.
Oh no, Ralph's got that one. Ralph's got the one that's a phone on the front, but if you open it, it's a tablet basically.
Screens everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't care for the creases in the folding phones. So that bothers me. That I can't let that go. I'm sure that's my problem. But so your screen protectors, they start that crack, right? Is that what it starts to do?
It starts to do, and if you don't change it out, then you'll actually mess up the actual screen. So gotta get that thing changed.
Yeah. I just have a screen. Problem solved. Problem solved.
Well, there you go.
Anyway, so lots to talk about today. God is my witness. The next thing we talk about when I'm done with this little pile of papers here is going to be NFL quarterbacks. We're going to do this. It's going to
get
happen.
to it early then.
Yeah, I'm going to.
All right.
I'm going to.
There's that much news about NFL quarterbacks on this Wednesday.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a few things we got to talk about first. Of course, tonight the Arizona Diamondbacks are hosting the Los Angeles Dodgers, and with any luck, the boys, our boys, not their boys, will be swimming in the pool at the end of the game. If not tonight, maybe tomorrow. Ralph finally did surface today, and he started talking some crap. I couldn't believe my ears. He did actually start talking some crap, and I said, we've got 3 different chances to win the game.
To win one game.
Yeah, you get no. I just couldn't believe he was talking crap, and he says, here, let me just find it. He says, on a side note, tell your listeners they better pray the Dodgers don't win tonight. If they do, ugh-oh for the Diamondbacks. So he thinks if the Dodgers win tonight, they'll sweep the Diamondbacks.
Well, reverse sweep them, whatever.
I mean, there's that. There is that. Is that a gentleman's sweep?
Forward.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, maybe this is one of those. What did our old friend used to call them? One of those backdoor bum covers?
No, I don't think is a backdoor
bum cover. I'm pretty sure
that's what this is.
That's where they somehow the back way.
It might be anal leakage.
Where they come in the back way and they cover it that way.
All of these sound worse than the thing that I remember.
Yeah.
Whatever the case, we can talk more about the Diamondbacks. I mean, if every game they've got the Dodgers favored, every game so far.
Oh yeah, I mean
it has been overwhelming how much they say that the Diamondbacks will lose by. Here is the over/under tonight, 9.5. Well, that doesn't indicate the Dodgers winning or the Diamondbacks losing, but the money line is minus 145 on behalf of the Dodgers.
Okay,
so
well.
I ain't scared.
Well, I mean, listen, Brandon Pfaadt will be going for the Diamondbacks. Fat.
You have to stretch the A out because there's 2 of them.
I would be looking for if he gets into any sort of trouble whatsoever. Torey Lovullo will go to the bullpen right away, and from what I understand, everybody is available. And if Brandon Pfaadt gets into any sort of trouble, he'll be. I feel like he'll be on a short leash, and I think that Torey Lovullo will go to the bullpen early.
I don't agree. I don't agree.
I for once might. He's been shelled this season, and when it's usually one of those things where when it starts to go bad, it doesn't get better. He doesn't pitch his way out of that. Yeah.
But what I'm wondering is if they'll let him pitch as many innings as he can. To save the other arms.
If he's rolling.
Understanding we can lose this one. We still have 2 more tries at beating the Dodgers. I don't know that they're going to get overly strategic on this one.
October's crazy, man. I wouldn't try and play around with we have 3 chances to do this thing. If you can close the door tonight, especially with the Phillies and the Braves in their series, which might actually go the distance. If you can close the door on this, you give yourself a chance to recover. Pretend like this is an elimination game.
They're not going to be trying too hard to get him off that mound too soon. They want him to pitch as much as possible because the managers are thinking of the next couple of games, and they don't care about Brandon.
The thing is, it's not about his arm necessarily, but it's like Randy said. If he's pitching well, he obviously stays. You right. Let him pitch. But if he's in trouble and he gives up 2 runs, 3 runs early, I don't keep him out there.
Well, you pull anybody if that happens in inning one.
If this happens, which could very well be the possibility. If Mookie Betts comes up, it's a home run or a double, and then Freddie Freeman comes up and he hits a double and drives in Mookie Betts, 1-0 guy on second base. And then the third guy in the lineup comes up, whoever that is,
Martinez or something.
Yeah, and then if Muncy comes up and hits a ding dong, then I think what happens is you call timeout to stop the bleeding and you go to the bullpen early. And I think that's what the Dodgers want. I think they feel like that's their strategy. Go to the bullpen early and see what we can do because the Dodgers are going to be playing with urgency. The Dodgers are going to be a team possessed. They're going to be doing everything they can to get out there and get the starting pitcher off the hill for the Diamondbacks, get into their bullpen because that's their strategy. But I will say this: if Fat comes out and he goes strong in the first 2 or 3 innings, then you give him a little more leeway. You give him he's got a base runner, and you let him try to pitch out of it. But if the Dodgers start off hot. If the Dodgers start off hot, you got to go and stop the bleeding quick. And congratulations to Torey Lovullo submitting the same lineup again, 3 games in a damn row. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. Congratulations, Torey Lovullo, for doing this.
Now, Randy, when I say that they need to leave him out there, now I wasn't saying if they shell us the way we shelled them the first 2 games, of course you got to get him out of there. I was saying if he's working his way across a few different innings and they score a run here or there, you leave him out there to chew up as much time as you can. I wasn't saying 4 runs in the first inning that he should stay in.
That's what I thought Randy was saying, because Randy said if he gets into any kind of trouble, it's not just if he gives up a run. That's not trouble. It's he gives up a few and you're bleeding runs.
Yeah, if it's nobody out and they just they're doing the on base line, the conga line there. You might stop, go out, have a talk with him. And if he can't shut down the next guy, then you got to start thinking about pulling him and bringing in somebody from the bullpen to stop it.
It'd be good. You see the guy go out there and they have the conversation with him and then the guy walks off. What'd be great is if you're about ready to pull a pitcher and bring somebody out of the bullpen, take a taco. You walk out there, you hand him a taco and say, all right, buddy, here, have your taco. And he gets a taco when he walks out. He's like, it improves the mood.
It's good for
morale. Right in his glove.
These tacos are good for morale.
Yeah. That would really cushion the blow. You're like, yeah, I'm being pulled, but hey, I got a taco,
Isn't Taco Bell a major sponsor of Major League Baseball? This could work.
I meant like a real taco, but I guess that would, if you're out with Taco Bell, at least give it a gordita,
Okay, yeah.
Taiwan
the best
Walker,
they have to offer.
Taiwan Walker, when he was with the Diamondbacks, he had his own taco truck. And one spring training, he was making tacos for the team and for the fans out there. So maybe you bring Taiwan Walker back in just to make tacos for tonight's game. If you have to pull the pitcher, you just run out there with one of those Taiwan Walker tacos. Yeah. And here you go.
I just think that'd be a nice gesture. Here's a taco.
I think you're right.
Randy, I got a question. Does the strategy work 2 ways? Like for the Dodgers, if Lance Lynn gets in trouble early, because Lance Lynn hasn't been great this season. ERA is 5.7 or something, close to 6. He's just been really streaky. And the Diamondbacks, their bats have been pretty hot. If that goes early, do they give him the hook, or is it?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think the Dodgers have to play with urgency, and they've got to play more with so. A sense of oh my God, the ship is going down. We've got to stop the flooding here. And if the D-backs hang 2 or more on Lance Lynn early, I think you'll see Davey Roberts pull him quick and try to go with a bullpen strategy to finish this game out. The Dodgers do not want to be swept here. The Dodgers want to win this game, and then it's on to tomorrow. However, the Diamondbacks better not have any sort of confidence. Hey, we've taken 2 from the Dodgers. This is it. These guys need to go out, and that's what I was reading earlier with the workmanlike attitude. Torey Lovullo needs to have this team like, we take nothing for granted here. There is nothing done here until we have won this series. And until the series is over and we move on to the NLCS, we have not accomplished a damn thing. And I hope that's the way the team is looking at it. I hope everybody is looking that way. But yeah, I think to answer your question, Keon, I think they do hook, put the hook on him quick and get him out of there.
Mr. Wilbur says, why can't we flip a coin? And with the coin flip, let's choose to bat first. That seems to have worked in the first 2 games.
No, that's not the way it is. Traditionally, the visiting team always bats first.
I don't know if we should be using coin flips anymore for anything. I don't know if you have heard about this. Now, this study comes from Popular Mechanics, Cornell University,
all right,
and something called Boing Boing. Okay, let's not worry about the Boing Boing part. I don't know what the hell it is. But anyway, so remember, we always said, a coin flip, that's a 50-50 deal, right? Well, a new study has found that coin tosses actually have a slight tendency to land on the same side they were started from. A study recorded more than 350,000 coin flips, and they found that coins landed on the same side 51% of the time, rather than being completely random in 50-50. Well, here's the thing, 51%, that's still pretty close. That's not too bad, but it's statistically significant, which then comes into gambling. A roulette wheel makes casinos millions with a similar kind of odds. So if you start to tilt the odds in 1%, a coin flip, it could make the difference when it comes to gambling and high stakes things. So it's called same side bias. And back in 2007, researchers from Stanford, they did the math and determined that vigorously flipped coins tend to come up the same way they started, like a cat landing on its feet, 51% of the time. So, here's the difference, though. In both of those experiments, the coins were flipped and then caught. There was no bouncing on the ground. So maybe that helps even up the odds a little bit more. But I'm not sure if we should be using the coins if there's a 1% differential.
Well, I mean, I think this study is somewhat, it's not accurate because
it's absolutely accurate.
I heard you say vigorously flipped coins. I want to know a study on a guy walking out to the 50-yard line and flipping the coin and letting it fall. And he only does it one time. And then the next day you come back and he flips it up there. And I want to see what, after 30 flips, what's going on with this?
Well, I mean, right here, vigorously means you flip it using the same motion that the refs do, which is to cause it to spin in the air. Now, we've had, even recently, a ref flipped it and he's like, you know what, that didn't really spin. Let's do that again. So that's counts as a vigorous flip, Randy, the way they're supposed to be doing it out there.
Well, I mean, if any referee can't flip a damn coin, one time, he has one job, and that's to flip a damn coin. If he's got to go out there and call timeout, I need to flip the coin again because it didn't flip right. This guy needs to be relieved of his duties.
We think a lot of these guys need to be relieved of their duties, but they still duty. And, what can you do about it? I mean, we want so many umpires and referees fired. It's not even funny. But back to the math of this, statistically, it comes into play when it's caught. So maybe the fact that it rolls around on the turf and there's a little bit something that brings it closer to 50-50.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe we need to think of a new way if this is not really 50.
See, I think they ought to use the famous Daily Blender random number generator.
Oh yeah, you just hit the button, boop, and there you go. Boop, 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 boop. Mr. Wilbur says, if I do anything vigorously, it could take me like 2 or 3 minutes. That's a good point. Nasser Marcus says, I'm glad to hear everybody's excited about the Diamondbacks, but I was hoping your analysis of the WNBA Finals would lead off the show. Does New York stand a chance against the mighty Aces? I got this. No. Moving on. Fifth letter says... He says, nope, you got to finish it tonight. None of this 3-chance stuff, Jeffrey. We're taking the Brooklyn Dodgers right here and right now. Close them out tonight. Oh, I'm all for that. I'm all for that, but I'm also not going to sit there and get my panties in a bunch over tonight's game. I mean, listen, they're a good team. There's a very good chance the Dodgers win tonight. Do I want that? No. Should we be thinking what's going to happen in the next couple of games? Yeah, we should be thinking that way. I didn't say, that let him keep pitching if he gets 4 or 6 runs scored on him in the first inning. I just said, don't pull him right away, even if the couple of runs get scored over the first few innings, because you got to save those arms for the next game.
I understand the strategy here, but keep in mind, Jeffrey, and maybe Keon, you could back me up. This is the playoffs. You don't. There is no tomorrow. If you
there is when you're up 2.
Well, you can't manage in the playoffs as if you have. Oh, we've got several weeks left in the season. This is kind of it. You want to go out with the mindset, and
I didn't say anything about mindset.
All the players want to go out with the mindset. It's 0-0, and you need to win a game. And
Absolutely.
You're at home, and you got to win this game. And then then you can let your guard down and say, "Hey,
it's not about guard. It's about your brain." And you go out there playing like you haven't won anything. You play your heart out. You go after it. But you also use your brain at the time that things are going. I'm talking about the manager. So that's something you got to have on your mind because you have to win.
I think Corbin Carroll went deep into the game, 5th or 6th or 7th inning. Zach Gallen went into the game, 6th or 7th inning. I think the bullpen is refreshed and on alert tonight, and I think that they will use them whatever it takes to shut out the Dodgers tonight.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, I like the fact that when Ralph's team is losing, he's still delirious enough to think that they're going to win the series. I'm sure he's actually quietly crying in his Dodger tears. Let's get the sweep and eliminate these Dodgers once and for all. Go Diamondbacks, and I'll be ready to hear that new Dodger song. Yeah,
I like it.
I can't wait either.
Yeah.
Big George says, are we sure that this is the same Torey Lovello? The same Torey Lovello that was managing this team the last 7 seasons? Because the Torey Lovello I know never uses the same lineup 2 days in a row, let alone 3.
George, I know. You're right. But why? Look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. Let these guys go out there. The only thing we've got to watch tonight is Tommy Pham. Tommy Pham is batting in the lineup tonight, and Tommy Pham is playing injured. He's playing with turf toe. You guys always talk to me about how wussified baseball players are. Tommy Pham is playing with turf toe.
I don't think I've ever said that, but
keep that in mind.
Swazman says, remember when we were kids and we'd play baseball, and to decide who was up first, you'd throw the bat to another person, then you go fist over fist until it was covered at the top of the bat. Yeah, well, it's not exactly.
It doesn't happen here.
Mr. Pringle says, today I read that the Suns have one of the top 4 payrolls. Hopefully this will lead to a mid-season tournament championship. Shut up, Pringle. This is probably a bot, but I'll read it. He says, D-backs finish off the choking Dodgers tonight. LFG. Walter Mellon says, what is turf toe? Oh, geez, not that again.
I'd like to know what turf toe is as well.
We've talked about it. I've had doctors on the show to explain this to you, Randy.
It's
actual doctors.
It is an injury that happens when the toe is forcibly bent up into hyperextension, such as when pushing off into a sprint or having the toe stuck flat on the ground. So
it hurts like a mofo.
So the joint is actually bent in the wrong direction forcibly.
You know what? You get in there and you have the chiropractor just straighten that dude out. All right. And then you rub some of that, icy hot on there. You put your damn shoe on and let's go play ball.
Now, let me just say this. I kind of agree with you when it comes to baseball. Football or basketball, where you constantly have to run, it could be an issue. Baseball, it's an issue, but less of an issue.
Or unless you're like, Corbin Carroll or Ronald Acuna or somebody like where base running is kind of your thing. I don't know if it's Tommy Pham's, but it's not just a chiropractor thing. You got to let that thing go back down on its own. You can't just get somebody in there.
Can't rub dirt on it, Randy.
Yeah,
it actually hurts a lot. We had a doctor explain this to us, a professional
I've got an ingrown toenail. I can't play tonight.
That's not what turf toe is.
Navy Brad says, when the pitcher gets pulled, have Bebo and Buddy and Cecil deliver tacos to the mound. I feel like there's a health code violation there.
Yeah. Well, and I think all three dogs would eat the taco.
And then they'd be running around in the outfield. It'd just be a big old mess.
Well, you know how bad security can be about catching people.
Yeah.
Catching those dogs? No way.
Won't catch Bebo. That dude is fast.
No, that's true.
He doesn't get caught unless he wants to get caught. Yeah, he's a pain in the ass. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, a few more things that we're going to talk about before we talk about NFL quarterbacks. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
Major League Baseball, the NLDS continuing tonight in Phoenix at Chase Field, where the Diamondbacks will take on the Dodgers in Game 3. In Arizona, a game away from sweeping Los Angeles and advancing to their first NLCS since 2007. Brandon Pfaadt will get the start tonight for Arizona, while the Dodgers will counter with Lance Lynn. The Diamondbacks getting a run and a half, minus 142 on the run line. The Dodgers minus a run and a half, plus 118. On the money line, Los Angeles minus 126, Arizona plus 108. The over-under tonight at Chase Field is at 9.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, a lot of us play fantasy football this time of year, and it's fun. But what you should be playing is fantasy electric bills. What's that? It's where you get with Harman Solar, and they save you over 80% off your electric bill every month. Then each time you open up that bill, you're going to feel like you just won a championship. Call Harman Solar today. Get a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
Did you know there are resources out there to support every Arizona service member, veteran, and their family? The Be Connected program is available statewide at no cost. We're here to help you navigate the system and get connected to whatever resources you need. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
Jeffrey O'Brien here, and congratulations. You just made it through the hottest summer in Arizona history. No lie. The only proof you need is in that electric bill. If you don't have solar, I wonder how bad it's going to get next year. You need to call Harman Solar today. Harman Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harman Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
It's the sound of the fight song, the excitement of the rivalry.
Auburn has won the Iron Bowl!
It's the unbelievable upsets. It's the Heisman hopefuls.
Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back!
It's the national rankings. It's college football.
The shooter's right down the field.
Tune in each Saturday for the college football game of the week. Listen for all the action, drama, and excitement on your home for college football. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, is Bob Costas calling the Diamondbacks game again tonight? I mean, once they start calling the series, right? It's the same guy, right? Anybody know?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
I don't know if we should give Bob Costas a pass for his unadulterated love affair with the Los Angeles Dodgers and his disdain for Corbin Carroll. I don't know if we should give that a pass, but well, he did do a thing, and it might be a man card accreditation. I'm not sure. He was having some food at a restaurant in New York, and he was hanging out with his friend there, and the guy started choking and he turned red. So Bob jumped up and did the Heimlich maneuver on him. And he says, yeah, luckily enough, it worked out. I don't know if I saved his life, but I saved him considerable discomfort. That's for sure. His rep says Bob doesn't think this was that big of a deal. He did what anyone would do in this situation. So he did save a guy's life. So do we give him a pass? Or
No. According to AZ Central, Costas and Ron Darling will again be on the call tonight on TBS. But as I'm looking at this, there's a handful of headlines here. Fans unhappy with Costas commentary. Fans think Bob Costas showed clear bias on Monday night.
He sure did. I heard the whole thing. He absolutely did.
Bob Costas getting crushed for Dodger bias in NLDS call. Yeah. Sports Illustrated, MLB fans roasted Bob Costas over his embarrassing mistake during the Diamondbacks Dodgers Game 2.
So we don't give him a pass for the Heimlich maneuver?
No, hell no.
You saved a life. Saved another fan's life.
I don't care. Was it a Diamondback fan?
Probably not.
Then I
don't think he would dine with a Diamondback.
Then probably not. No.
I wonder what his effing problem is with the Diamondbacks.
Well, he's too big for his
He's really
his
not.
suit,
He's an itty bitty guy. He's about.
No, I know he's an itty bitty guy, but his ego is twice the size. We worked with guys like that before. They're never wrong. And Costas.
And I immediately know who you're talking about.
Exactly, you do. Yeah.
He's like, ding.
They had the same last name and everything. But I'm just trying to tell you that Bob Costas just thinks that he knows the game better than anybody else, and he's been a broadcaster. And up until Monday night, I thought the world of Bob Costas. But I thought Monday night was clearly the worst thing he could have done as a broadcaster. Just horrible.
Hopefully tonight the Diamondbacks can put him in his place, and then he's going to have to deal with calling more Diamondback games instead of his beloved Dodgers. That's
it's one thing that if you are a fan of a team, okay, and it's okay to be a fan of a team and be a play-by-play guy, but you cannot let that jump into your play-by-play. And Costas clearly thinks the Diamondbacks don't belong here. And he's got some sort of superiority thing that the Dodgers should be. Hey, Costas, if you're listening tonight, and I hope you are, it's not our fault the Dodgers can't hit the damn ball. It's not our fault the Dodgers have been playing like this. And it's not our fault that we go in there and beat them at Chavez Ravine. Why don't you have a little grace and call the game like you're supposed to, like the way you used to, man. Back in the day, and just call a square game, man.
And the thing is with Corbin Carroll, because he did play some last year, but he did not exceed the 130 at bats. That once you exceed that, you're no longer a rookie. He did not exceed that, and this has been the rule since 1947, Bob. So let it go. Okay,
yeah, they need a version of that for football, because I always think like Jordan Love feels like a rookie, even though he's been in the league for how many years now?
Yeah, like Mahomes didn't play his first season.
Yeah, Mahomes was like a rookie when he shows up. So I wish football would do a similar thing. But if Bob Costas sits there and he's like making comments about, wow, can't believe I remember this, and he's like pulling out facts out of his little keister there, then he should be able to pull out the fact of the rules of a rookie in baseball. He should know better. And he shouldn't sit there and say, well, I don't think Corbin Carroll. Why don't you shut your little face and worry about the game, little man? Worry about the game.
It's just from 1947 to 2022, this rule has never bothered Bob Costas to the point where he's ever mentioned it before.
Till now. So straighten up your little young man's toupee and an old man's head. Straighten that thing out. You look like you used to look like, oh, okay, that works. But now at your age, Bob Costas, you look like a ventriloquist dummy. Yeah, you got the young man hair on the little old man face. Okay, so maybe get that straightened out before you start hacking on Corbin Carroll for being an actual young man with actual young hair. And actually, by rule, the man is a rookie. So STFUBC.
Well
Threw
said.
that little anagram in there for the kids.
It's almost like he was angry. I mean, if you heard the call, especially at the end of the game, it's almost like it was very anticlimactic. You know, I mean,
someone's gambling.
He just kind of like, well, there it is. Diamondbacks win the game.
Yeah, I think he had money on it. That's the only other thing that makes sense. He had money on this.
A lot of people
did.
He sounded like at the end of that game, the way Joe Buck sounds all the time. Just sort of.
Ooh, that's a premier insult there.
And there's the game.
Yeah.
Diamondbacks win.
You tell Bob Costas to his face that he sounds like Joe Buck. He'll go spider monkey on you. He'll be.
Yeah, there might not be anything left.
No, that little guy. I'll turn him into a velociraptor. So, last night there was some preseason basketball.
Yeah, there was.
I don't know if you saw this. Did you see the clip of Dylan Brooks? He did what we were talking about just the other day. Gave this guy a cup check, Daniel Thies. He just kind of goes up in the. I guess it turns out, did he grab him or did he hit him? Did he grab him by the Ginobili's, or did he hit him in the Ginobili?
Well, he didn't want to use a fist, so his hand was kind of open, which was awkward. And then he hit him kind of with that wrist open hand
pop, little pop like that. Okay, he didn't grab him, squeeze him, press them.
Tried to make it look like it was accidental, like his hand just accidentally hit him in the right in the downtown business district.
Yeah, well, that got him injected because they took a closer look at it and they're like, oh, I got to tell you, at speed, it was pretty subtle. I thought Dylan Brooks did a pretty good job of covering, hitting the guy in the nuts. But then when you watch it, you're like, oh, okay, no, that is clearly on purpose.
A ton of follow through there.
Oh, yeah.
My God.
Oh, yeah.
It follow through and intent right there. And I remember the guy on the call was like, well, I didn't see him wind up. Dude, it's balls. You don't need a wind up. You just need to graze and you're going to drop a guy.
Yeah. The best 30 players in the history of basketball know that.
And he just kind of waved, said, all right, I'm out. Good night.
He knows
all the preseason I need.
And didn't he go on the Instagram or the X or something and say, call himself Dylan the Crook or Dylan
he said that to the media after the game. He said, what's my name? It's Dylan the Villain.
Dylan the Villain.
Oh my God.
He likes his role.
That's the hat that he's wearing now. And look, that's how he's going to make money in this league. There's some guys that can't make it in the league scoring or any other way. Being a bad guy is a valid way to be in the NBA. Because, I mean, you take that away from Bill Laimbeer, I don't know.
No coach is going to be mad. No coach is going to be mad that happened in preseason. Now, later in the season, now we may have a problem. But, Dylan Brooks, they rule a flagrant 2. So that he got thrown out and, he didn't really play a lot. But, he rehearsed what he needed to.
I thought you were going to say the thing about Jaylen Brown the other day when Jaylen Brown checked into the game with his pants on backwards.
Oh
and the Celtics logo was on the back. And the announcers were like, does he know his pants are on backwards?
Yeah.
I don't know. They do need more preseason because you've seen guys run out there without their jersey on even.
Yeah.
I'd like to congratulate Dylan Brooks on now alerting every referee and the NBA front office as to how you're going to be playing the game this year. That's probably the smartest move I've ever seen in my life. Criticism it kind of implied here.
You got to do the Bruce Bowen. Get a good 20 games into the season and let people forget about you, and then start kicking people in the face. Like that's that's the way you go about it.
Let's go to the text line, 888-368-1580. Chase Field will be witnessing the Snakes actually heading to the NLCS to play Philly/Atlanta, says a bot. There's definitely a bot. Blissel Hayes says, will Guns N' Roses play after the concert?
You mean after the game?
I mean, he says maybe. What he says? I'm sorry, I read it wrong. Will they play their concert at Chase Field tonight during the Diamondbacks game? They should set up in center field and make the players work around them. Game's too easy without obstacles. I'm not completely opposed to that. Not completely opposed to that. It's a home run though if you hit a ball and it hits any part of the drum set. I think that's probably a good idea. Randy hates your idea, Blissful Haze. Navy Brad says, you guys make my day. Best show on the air by far. We're the only show on the air right now. So unless you're talking about other air, but we don't talk about other air. Big George says, great. So if the Diamondbacks are winning, if George, well, if the Diamondbacks are winning again today, get ready for Bob Costas to start yelling profanities. Yeah, he might lose his bleep. He might.
Guns N' Roses has been moved, a new venue, Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. That's out on 83rd Avenue. That's where Guns N' Roses will be playing tonight.
Is that outside?
Yeah, it's an outside arena. It's remember the old Desert Sky Amphitheater?
Yeah, too hot for that right now. What's the temperature today?
Well, 91 right now.
Oh, okay, so I guess by showtime it won't be too bad, but still,
it would be
gotta be a bunch of sweaty old rockers out there.
Well, anyway, that's where it is tonight, according to what I can look up here.
Have you seen Axl Rose lately? He's going to sweat a lot.
You mean all of them?
He would sweat in a cool room. Now he's definitely going to be sweating.
Axl Rose, he would sweat in a freezer.
Yeah, that guy who's maybe a little cardio is in order.
I see what you mean. Yeah. Ooh.
Big George says, question for Jeffrey O'Brien, 1580 The Fanatic. Why is it that when anyone has something positive to say about a local sports team, you call them a bot? No, we do. We have a bunch of bots in here. We try to talk to them as texters and they don't respond. And they're from a wide variety of just foreign phone numbers. You can kind of tell which ones are real and which ones aren't. It's not possible they're actual real people. And sometimes I'll ask if they are, and you get crickets. So I don't know why they do this. We get those for Suns. We get those for the Diamondbacks. Never get them for the Cardinals for some reason. But I don't know. I don't know who's behind it. I don't know why. It's a teeny bit annoying. It might be one person.
There's only one time that I can think of where we thought it was a bot, it was an actual guy.
Yeah. That one time.
Literally and then we never. And then once you ask, hey, if you accuse the person of being a bot, most non-bot people will say, hey, I'm not a bot. And then you've confirmed that's not a bot.
But here's the other thing. We also never heard from them again. So it could have been a guy sending bot messages, heard me say that, answered, and then we never heard from him.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
we never saw it. That's true. Good point.
Or they realized there are better shows to listen to,
which
is also possible.
Good. Yeah, that's a good point.
Walter Mellon says, tell him, Randy, he deserves a jack. What? Pringle says, complaining about sports broadcasters is dumb when you got a mute button, you whiners. Thank you, Pringle.
Okay. Some of us.
I mute commercials. I don't want to mute the game. I want to hear the sounds of the game.
Yeah. You want to hear the bat crack. Yeah. You want to hear the crowd. But unfortunately, you've got to hear the broadcaster too.
As a person who pays for his television and pays for the right to watch these games, I think I have a right to complain if a guy who's being paid, pretty damn well to call a baseball game and be impartial in his call, gets on my TV and starts questioning the legitimacy of my team being there and calling out the rookie on my team because he doesn't like it. And I'm supposed to sit there and just mute him because I don't like it. No.
Yeah. We're going to mute you, Pringle. Go mute yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. We got to take a break. Yeah. You can mute this. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, former CI officer and survival expert Jason Hansen here. I teach people how to prepare for the unexpected. And right now, most Americans with a 401k, IRA, or other types of retirement accounts are not prepared for a financial crisis that could hit the U.S. in the next 45 days if we don't fix our ramped up government spending. I have partnered with Advantage Gold, the #1 rated precious metals company in America, to release my new financial crisis survival kit That's 100% free for everyone with a retirement account who calls in today. Simply call 800-900-8000. My financial crisis survival kit is jam-packed with valuable information on how you can protect yourself with physical gold and silver. Your first step to protection is calling 800-900-8000 and speaking to one of their gold IRA specialists.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Check with your financial advisor before investing.
Again, simply call 800-900-8000.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more straight talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
At A2 Luxury Real Estate, we don't believe in a buyer's list, and that's good for you. Why? Because our priority is you, the seller, and we will never represent a buyer in your sale. Call now and get up to $10,000 off on your next real estate transaction. A2 Luxury Real Estate, 602-888-1433 or a2luxre.com, 602-888-1433 or a2luxre.com. Realty One Group.
I'm here to tell you about a technological shocker. Believe it or not, you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
That's shocking.
Wow. What a world we live in. All you have to do is say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Can you believe it's only 2 days until hockey season starts? Can you believe it's only 13 days till the Suns play the Golden State Warriors to begin the actual season? So much sports happening all at once. If you have nothing to watch, I don't know what to tell you. I guess you have to wait until tennis is on. I don't know. 888-368-1580. The fifth letter says, hey guys, this is not the fifth letter. This is a bot. I'm here to say the Dodgers suck and will continue to choke in October. Go back to Brooklyn. The Angels are the true SoCal team. Okay, I'm done here. Giving your listeners phone back. Wow, fifth letter got jacked by a bot.
It's a very polite bot.
Didn't know they were finding you guys out there in traffic.
Yeah, I don't think that was a bot.
You calling fifth letter a liar?
Yes.
One of our super fans of the fourth dimension, Randy?
Yes.
I am shocked and surprised at you.
Well, I mean, it's accurate. So
good day, sir. Baker's Cocky Hen says, dang, I haven't heard so much anger towards a baseball announcer since Joe Buck got the job. Well, yeah, I mean, come on. I don't know if you've even heard Joe Buck go after, a different team or do the sort of bias crap that Bob Costas was doing the other night. I don't know if you've ever heard that. Wilbur says, it's like my argument with Geno Smith. Something tells me it's a one-way argument, but okay. He says, if he would come back from some incurable disease, then maybe he deserved the comeback player of the year.
That's not how the rules work. I don't know how to, what do you want me to tell you?
It has to be, if it's incurable, Wilbur, then you don't come back.
And I don't understand how the Corbin Carroll thing is any way like that. What do you mean by that?
By the way, incurable means you're going to die. and nobody comes back from
you don't. If it wasn't incurable, then
it'd be curable.
Yeah,
and then you'd be back, and so.
It's a very interesting. There would be no comeback player of the year because he wouldn't come.
Could somebody just turn Wilbur in a different direction so he can't see where his phone is? Just give him a few minutes, because that's the only way I think we can. Niner Annapolis says, unfortunately, I haven't been able to tune in the past couple of days. Did you guys catch the Niner game Sunday? Did they do all right? No, they lost. Sorry. Yeah, it was horrible. It was
bad
just
news.
Depressing. I don't know why.
It's too bad.
You're using us as your source for information or news, but no, the Niners looks like, and then that injury to Purdy was just you'll never see him again. It's probably a career ender.
Feel bad about Purdy. That was a terrible, really ugly, brutal injury.
George Kittle has the yips. He might never catch again.
It's the earthquake that followed. And then the stadium just fell into this giant crack in the ground. It was.
What about Deebo Samuel being cut in half by those two big giant concrete pillars?
I felt like that was unnecessary. Like I felt like he probably could have gone left or right and been fine. But no, they warned him. He doesn't. I don't know, Niner Annapolis.
I just think he'd be shiftier than that.
Yeah. Some huge tragedies, but you might want to go look it up.
Dodger McCaffrey. Wow.
Dodger Danny says, here's what's funny about Fifth Letter, talking about another team in the playoffs when he's representing the Angels. Dodger Danny, some of these will be jokes. Baker's Cockery Hen says, we know Dylan Brooks doesn't have enough skill to excel in the NBA without being dirty. What if he is relegated to the WNBA? Cup checks would not be as painful.
The problem with the thing is, I want to trash Dylan. Yeah, they'll still be painful.
You get a gal on the roast beef, she's going to feel it.
I want to trash Dylan Brooks, but Dylan Brooks in the FIBA did very bad things, actually scoring the basketball to America, and I'm not interested in rehashing all of that.
Navy Brad says your auto warranty has expired. Sorry, we're not buying that you're a bot. Let's see here. Big George says, Mr. Wilbur, as someone who is blind with an incurable affliction, I would think you would know what the definition of incurable is.
Oh my God.
Wow.
You just got lawyered.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wilbur.
So
he's not.
So this whole I want to get to these quarterbacks here as soon as possible. But before we do, you know what? No, I'm not going to even talk about it. I have a story here about how being a Swiftie is good for your mental health.
What?
And that maybe, but no, I'm just not going to talk about it.
Come on, man.
It's because it's one thing to just be a person who listens to Taylor Swift. It's another thing to be obsessed with Taylor Swift, which is what being a Swiftie is. And I can't see how being obsessed with a celebrity is good for your mental health. That seems actually the opposite of that.
Yeah, I can't even read. I have it printed right here, but I'm not even going to read it. I just can't bring myself to do it.
What is it? A Harvard study? Like how did they determine
I've already
that?
Thrown it away.
No, I think that's for the best.
Yeah, I thought, well, because Travis Kelce, maybe we should talk about this. No, I can't.
I cannot understand how being overly obsessed with one person is good for you. That seems unhealthy.
I can't either. Yeah, I can't wait till they all go away. It'd be nice if they all just go away.
Right.
So this happened at a Pittsburgh Penguins game. I guess people in Pittsburgh they cross-pollinate sports. Now I don't know if you get a lot of that here with the Suns and the Cardinals and the Diamondbacks and the Coyotes, but at this Pittsburgh Penguins preseason game, they were chants of "Fire Canada," and they weren't talking about the country. They were talking about the offensive coordinator for the Steelers, Matt Canada. So people, let's see, last night, a couple of days later, they are still pissed about it, and they're just chanting "Fire Canada, Fire Canada" during a hockey game. That's that's tough for. What if Matt Canada was sitting there watching the game? Oh, damn it!
Well, he'd get a strong message, wouldn't he?
I guess.
I mean, he's been hearing it for a while. It can't be new information for him. They don't like him in Pittsburgh. And to be fair, his offenses suck.
Mm-hmm. Why don't they fire him? What's the deal there? What is Tomlin's deal?
The Pittsburgh organization, they are slow to fire people. They're not knee-jerk reaction type people. And so when they bring in somebody and they say, this person says, hey, I want to install my offense and it's going to take me this amount of time, they let them have it. And, you know, when it falls apart, when they fire you, they're decisive about it, but they make sure that you're not the guy before they move to somebody else.
Big George says, Jeffrey, all this Swiftie drama with Travis Kelce has led Dua Lipa to want to date George Kittle after his monster game. What? What's a Dua Lipa?
She's another pop star.
Oh, stop it.
She's not.
Stop it, George.
She's not as big, but she's out there.
Yeah, George, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about it. Go back to watching your Hallmark movies. You know, Fighting Wampa says, I don't understand why the whole valley doesn't tune into this radio station daily. Where else can you hear it? 3:54 in the afternoon. Hit a girl in the roast beef. I don't know. Probably nowhere.
Probably not.
Thought I snuck that one by.
I'm not even gonna lie. That's that tells you how long I've been on this show. I wasn't even fazed by that sentence.
In the roast beef?
Yeah, let it go, Randy. Boomer Sooner says, good day, gentlemen. Good day, Blender Nation. Randy, can I get a cold beer?
Sure,
please,
you can.
And maybe a little Boomer Sooner if you can find it in you.
Boom Sooner, Boom Sooner, Boom Sooner, Boom Sooner.
Blissful Hayes says, is it a man card violation to talk about Swifties? I think with the proper disdain, we're all good. Fifth letter says, Dodger Danny, I got a whole tissue paper for you, my man. Everything's going to be all right, pal. No, Dodger Danny said he was just clapping back a little bit, you know, a little fun banter right there for the Dodger Danny. Swazman says, will Rosalie be back tomorrow to give us fantasy advice? Yes, she will. She will be back. But also, the King will be back in future weeks when Rosalie takes a day off. So we got you covered when it comes to the fantasy football advice here on 1580 The Fanatic. Moist One says, oh, the things I would do for Dua Lipa. All right.
What is a Dua Lipa?
I don't know, but I just feel dirty now. Baker's Cocky Hens is great. Now I'm thinking about Arby's. Dodger Danny says, Fit, you didn't use that box of tissue in September, huh? Big George said, I'm not reading that. Kiss the Cook, Hurtin' Curtain. Oh, yeah, that's not too bad. That's pretty good. Is that probably better?
That sounds better. Yeah.
Hurtin' Curtain?
I don't know. They're both delicious. 888-368-1580. All right. So we don't have time. I'm going to start the next hour with NFL quarterbacks. Real quick, this shouldn't take very long. I just have a question. This is something that's been on my mind, and we only need to talk about it for a couple minutes.
All right. Does it have anything to do with curtains and or roast beef?
No, it has to do with Halloween candy. Halloween is coming up.
All right.
Remember your parents that used to go through the candy and look for razor blades and crap? They never found nothing. My parents didn't look through it. They just said, hey, be careful. And but here's the thing. They looked this up. There's been no cases in the United States of razor blades or needles or anything or poison in candy, except for one case where there was a dad who poisoned his own kids' candy. So that doesn't count. You know, this is about when you go trick-or-treating, you come back and you got the candy, right? And, you know, remember back in the 90s, Randy, where you could take the candy to the mall and they'd x-ray it for you to make sure there weren't any razor blades or anything in there?
Yes, I remember.
Or needles. Yeah. So the question is I have for you, everybody listening, does anybody ever find anything in the candy? All these years we've been paranoid and carefully checking the kids' candy. I ain't found nothing. I told them, well, this one looks dangerous. I'm keeping that one.
It's odd how all the Butterfingers seem to look dangerous to me. So I would confiscate those.
But has anybody ever found anything? Really?
No.
Anybody listening right now, have you ever found anything? Now, there have been some weird things where they threw some religious junk in there, or somebody tried to put like healthy in there, like rice cakes. What's wrong with you? But as far as dangerous things, has anybody found that? I don't think so. I would doubt it. Dodger Danny says, yeah, I found something horrific in my daughter's candy. 2 tickets to a Los Angeles Angels baseball game.
Oh, my gosh.
Nice shot, Danny. Nice shot.
Oh, what the Phillies are doing to the Braves right now. Not
What's
nice.
going on?
7-1. Phils over the Braves. Bottom of the 5th.
Oh, boy.
Nice to see that, but competitive, right?
Bryce Harper just went yard.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, you got me completely rethinking white and brown gravy. What? I'm not even going to think about it. I'll figure it out. Irish for me says, Notre Dame and Cubs fans forever, but I hope and pray for Arizona to send the Dodgers packing. Well, in a couple hours, we get to see what's up with that. Hope you're right. We get back to the text line and NFL quarterbacks when we come back. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that is Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month. And that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The member satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medi-Share works too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your healthcare. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
If you're an agent or broker in group benefits, get ready to learn about an exciting and innovative new program to offer your clients. Eternal Benefit is now offering the first pre-planning program that's available as a payroll deduction and allows benefits for the entire family. Our pre-planning program can include coverage for yourself, your spouse, plus your immediate family, including parents, children, grandparents, and even aunts, uncles, and cousins. Looking for a great reason to contact your clients? This is it. No more meetings where you have nothing new to offer. Eternal Benefit plans lock in and provide for funeral and burial expenses regardless of price increases. Employees can now take care of their family member without pressure. Choose from hundreds of funeral homes and cemeteries. Plans are completely transferable. Even if your clients move to another state, the program pays some of the highest commissions in the group benefits area. Find out more. Go to eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574. Eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit talknowaz.com because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM
and K242 Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rhodes in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. All right, I'm sure that we'll have some texter on texter crime here on the text line now that a Dodger fan has shown up. But we got plenty of time for that. I'll get to that here in just a minute. Before we do jump in and start talking about the NFL quarterbacks, we have 2 world records for consideration, and I got to ask, which one do you guys think is more likely man of the day? Okay, usually the world records are pretty easy for man of the day. This one, I'm a little bit I'm a little bit torn on.
Okay.
So the first world record, a man grew a 2,749 pound pumpkin, and he named it Michael Jordan. And here it is right there. That does not look like something you could make a
why would you
jack-o'-lantern out of, though?
Why would you call that Michael Jordan?
My guess is it's the greatest pumpkin of all time.
It is the largest gourd ever, and it brought the record back to the United States. That's right. Somebody had taken it away from us. This one was grown in Minnesota. I don't know where what other country had the last one. Probably like Brussels. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, the name of the pumpkin, Michael Jordan. And he actually said, no, the reason I called it that is because it's the year 23, 2023. Jordan wore 23. And the guy who grew it is Travis Ginger, and he teaches horticulture at a technical college there in Minnesota. And he's been growing pumpkins ever since he was a kid. He used to have a record in the past as well. So, he gets $9 a pound. So he sold this thing for $25,000. So not bad. So, but
previous record was Italy, actually.
But here's the problem. It cost him $15,000 to grow it. I don't know why. You put some seeds in, right? A little water shouldn't be $15,000, but that's what he said. So, you only made a certain amount of money on that thing.
Well, 10 grand.
And then he said he got an extra 30 grand for breaking the record. So actually he made 40 grand.
Well, there you go.
Not bad.
So yeah, anyway, so they say this thing is as heavy as a walrus or a hippopotamus or a Mazda Miata with 2 actual Michael Jordans inside of it. But you would never actually get Michael Jordan to sit in a Miata.
You mean Michael Jordan from his playing days or today?
It's a good question. I think they intend playing day.
I saw Michael Jordan this weekend.
You're getting a little big, huh?
He's not at his playing weight.
It is happy I'm super duper rich weight.
It's been a while.
Why not? Just enjoy life.
Got a little happy tire going around the middle there.
Yeah, what does he care? He's Michael Jordan.
Exactly.
So the other world record breaker is a teacher from Illinois that he had a 53-year career as the history teacher at the same school.
Okay.
He's 76 years old. His name is Paul Duritz. And he's started teaching social studies at Woodland Middle School in 1970. And so now he's been doing it 53 years. So,
and he hasn't gone crazy. He's not.
That's the thing. He hasn't murdered any children.
Yeah.
I feel like I would probably murder some children after 53 years of teaching.
That's the
middle school social studies.
That's the man of the day right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figured it was, but I wanted to offer, because then again, just not getting fired for 53 years is less impressive when you know Angel Hernandez exists. He hadn't been fired and he desperately needs to be fired. So how do we know that? Yeah, okay, great. 53 years as a social studies teacher, world record. Okay, so you didn't get fired doesn't mean you're good.
Unless they start finding bodies,
I think I'd understand. I mean, a couple bodies, you'd be like, yeah,
right. Okay. You kind of giving me the benefit of the doubt there.
How many bodies do you spot this guy? 2, 3? I think 3. Anything more than 3.
And you said it was middle school?
Yeah, like 4th and 5th grade.
Oh my God! That's when the BO and all the body things start up.
I don't spot you any bodies.
Oh
you could just
my God!
Quit.
Yeah,
3.
At least 5.
Yeah,
5.
3. No, I say 3.
You could just quit.
3 strikes, you're out.
There's nothing stopping you from just quitting.
I was going to give the guy 5. I mean, if you had to on a muggy day in the spring before school's out, and you've got all those little bodies sitting in your classroom in there. I mean, imagine that for a moment.
I do have one thing that it may be, I don't know. Here's a line from the story. The longtime educator said one of his proudest moments was hearing from a former student who he helped inspire to also become a social studies teacher. After 53 years, you only get one of those. You know what I mean?
It's only one?
Yeah. So,
well, yeah.
Well, I mean, social studies is about
one is a lot. You're trying to
a lot of years, you only inspire one.
As a middle school teacher, everybody in middle school wants to be a basketball player, football player, movie star, astronaut.
The only social studies these kids understand is X, Insta, the TikTok, the Slammy Do, the Spiral, the Rubber Biscuit, and all those social platforms. All of those.
Most of those are not.
The
Two of those were not.
The exclamation point. Yeah, all those.
Those are just punctuations.
The cat, oh my God!
That's
There's a bunch of them. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about anymore. So
Randy's on the cutting edge.
So now you see why I'm a little bit torn on this, though. I'm a little bit torn on this. So is it the 53-year career for this teacher, or the dude who grew a giant pumpkin?
Come on, man. I mean,
think
social studies, easy.
I think so too. I have a lot of friends that were in teaching, and they hated the kids, so they quit. They just were just like, no, I thought I could do this. I can, in fact, not do this.
My son, my oldest son, is a history teacher himself. I don't know if it's social studies or histories.
For middle-aged kids?
I think for junior high. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So we'll see how long he lasts at that.
And he's a former Marine, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
so somebody's getting at least a broken arm.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Yep.
Let's go to the text line, 888-368-1580. Moist one says, resume. He must have hit the, here's why. He said, stop, Randy. I might relapse. Then I said, Al says, you have opted out. You'll no longer receive messages from 1580 Fanatic. Turd Ferguson says, so Diamondbacks sweeping the night? We sure hope so. That's all we can say. We sure hope so.
No one on this show is going to jinx anything by declaring.
You know, I will say this: don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
No.
If the Diamondbacks happen to win tonight's game, there will be a brand new song on the show tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. I've been wanting to play it, but Randy has denied us because of superstition, and I defer to his baseball superstitions there.
You got it. We're not done yet. We're not done. Now, if they win tonight,
now we can play it.
And we can play the hell out of that song.
We will play the hell out of the song.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is Ralph on the show tomorrow? Oh, God, I hope so.
Tomorrow's Thursday. He's supposed to be. I don't know if he should be, though. I may have to come in person to the studio there and double up the profanity delay. Where you hit the button and you can hit the button more than once.
More than once?
Yeah. That is a feature on there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Hefty Lefty says Diamondbacks over the Dodgers tonight. It's a Slade? No, don't say Hefty Lefty.
Don't say it.
No. Why?
Come on.
He's not even a fan of the Diamondbacks, so it doesn't count. Let's see here. Fighting Wampa says, does it say how long it took this man to grow that pumpkin? Yeah, 1 year. It took a season to grow the pumpkin. Dodger Danny says, your son is a Marine, once a Marine, always a Marine. Nah, he didn't feel that way. He immediately regretted that decision. He served with honor and then promptly said, not only am I not going to join the Secret Service or, the CIA, I'm leaving the Marines and I'm not going to shave for as long as they made me shave. And he's past that point now. He's been out of the Marines longer than he's been in the Marines. Now he's got this giant beard. And he's just like, now I guess got it. I'm just going to keep it. Like, okay. You look like a biker, but okay.
Rocking the ZZ Top beard.
You know what it reminds me? It's funny. My son, the history teacher with the giant beard and everything now. I remember over at Gilbert Junior High, there was Mr. Story and, oh God, what was the other guy's name? Story and Ashley. That's it. Mr. Story, Mr. Ashley, side by side history teachers. And they did the exact same curriculum, the exact same notes written on the board. And one of them was a big, lovable guy. And the other guy was this long haired guy with a giant beard. And I was like, man, wonder if he was a Marine now. It's just kind of, I poured water in his head once, thought it'd be funny. Turns out it wasn't. Well, I don't know why. I'm just babbling now.
Sometimes I'm surprised that you made it out of middle school.
I'm surprised more teachers didn't quit after I was done with middle school.
Well, quit after they killed you.
No. I was fast.
You okay? Fair enough. Because you would be one of the bodies you would spot a teacher like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah.
You would think so.
And here's that O'Brien kid.
Problem was I got really good grades, so they couldn't even you're never going to amount to get out of my office, because I got good grades. You couldn't do anything to me. Blissful A says you should only play the song if the Diamondbacks win the World Series. Mind your own damn business, Blissful Hayes. We're going to play the song for every series we win. How's that? Parlay J says fat pitching tonight. Going to be another deep bullpen night for the Diamondbacks.
We don't know. Maybe.
Maybe. Fighting Wampa says it took him 1 year to grow a ginormous pumpkin. He must have been using the cream and the clear for that thing. That sounds like a horticulture joke.
That's the steroid that the Barry Bonds and some guys were using back.
Oh, is that what they call it?
Yeah, the cream and the clear.
You got a guy that middle school, 53 years, and he didn't teach like some fun subject like PE, social studies.
Because it was PE, you could just give the kids, you know what? Here's a red ball. Go play dodgeball over there somewhere, and just let them do kid stuff. No, he had to actually teach them.
Years of social studies at the middle school level. Think about that for just a second.
Dodger Danny says, still thank your son for your service. Nah, I don't want it to go to his head. Walter Mellons says, hey, Jeffrey, doesn't your wife talk to Ralph's wife? No, they have not yet even met. He says, you guys may want to reach out and have her get all the neckties, belts, shoelaces away from Ralph.
Oh, no.
If you want him on the show tomorrow.
Are you kidding me? She's buying extras. Pippi No Stockings is buying extras.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever.
She's placing them all over the house, the bathroom.
Whenever they go
sink.
Into like a New York hotel together, she goes up quicker ahead of him. And if there's a open elevator shaft, she takes off the caution tape. She's just waiting for her moment.
Oh yeah.
Fifth letter says, Dodger Danny, Bruins or Trojans? This will determine if I like you or not. This is not a dating site, guys. I don't know what's happening right now.
Bruins or Trojans? Oh, I get it. I thought they were talking hockey.
Yeah, I thought we were talking
condoms. UCLA or USC. Yeah.
I'm thinking.
All right. So not condoms, Danny. Bruins or Trojans? Which one do you prefer?
Well, I don't know if it's prefer. Aren't they playing this week?
I don't know. Is he asking for a pick or is he asking for...
if he's asking.
It's Notre Dame USC this week.
Okay, Notre Dame USC. I don't know. I don't care about either of those teams. Like in a preference thing?
Well, he didn't ask you. He's asking Dodger Danny.
Okay.
Wouldn't a Bruin be larger than a Trojan?
I mean, a Bruin could wear a Trojan.
A Bruin's a bear.
Saying. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Bears, and ask Moist one. Bears should wear.
Oh my God.
Well, Dodger Danny says, "Fighting Irish, heat on that." LOL. I don't know if that helps.
I don't know what that means, but all right, thank you.
I don't think heat on that was what he meant to type. Turd Ferguson says, what's interesting about teaching history that long is you actually have a change curriculum, unlike math, because it stays the same. Oh, I see what you're saying. This dude can talk about history firsthand. He's so old. So he's got that.
It's not even history. It's social studies.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Not really. Not really.
Hefty Lefty says 53 years of middle school band playing assemblies sounds like a prison sentence.
That's a
wrong.
Man right there. That is a man. Yeah.
That's a man who has your hearing aid he can turn off when he needs to. Fighting Wampa says, no, Randy, a Magnum is actually bigger than a Trojan. Thank you, Wampa.
Yeah, a Magnum, but we're talking about a Bruin bear.
Never seen a Bears. I just couldn't even. Don't know.
Don't want to.
Don't know. CK says, good afternoon, fellas. Time to sweep the Doyers. Niners are 5-0. Hit me with a foghorn there, Randy. Hit him with a foghorn. Give CK what he needs.
You know that hurt him to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have to. You could just give him a beer. I guess if you don't want to do that. Mr. Pringle says, always good to hear from the turd. He's talking about Turd Ferguson. Right there. Dodger Danny says, yeah, speak to text. But hey, listen, if you make me pick one of those two, I would go with USC. All right. So now we'll find out if we've made a love connection, I guess. I don't know. Can I get an update on the game between the Phillies and the Atlanta Braves, please?
Still 7-1. Phillies lead, top of the 6th. And it's just still ugly. It's still very ugly.
Okay, so let's sort of review here. We know that the Texas Rangers have eliminated the Orioles. Am I correct on that one?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
Swept them away.
What's the situation with the Twins and the Asterix?
They've got a big game. Is it tonight or tomorrow night?
No, it's tonight. They're in the first inning. No one's scored yet.
Thank you.
If Houston wins, I think the series is over.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to see where we were here. I just not going to look ahead. It's tempting to talk about, but you know what? I'm not going to. We're not going to play the song. I'm not going to look ahead. If Keon wants to talk about the Liberty versus the Aces in the WNBA Finals, Game 2, where Las Vegas leads the series 1-0, he could, if he wanted, put 30 seconds up on the clock, Randy. And then if he wants to talk about it, he can. Are you ready, Keon? Here we go. 30 seconds on the clock where you can talk about the WNBA Finals. Ready, Randy? Go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Liberty, Aces, they're the two teams that everybody kind of knew were going to be in the finals going in. Series tied at 1 apiece heading into Game 3. The Liberty, I don't want to say got thumped. The game was kind of close-ish, but the heartbreaking loss for them. They tend not to lose back-to-back games. We're going to test that, I guess, tonight. I don't know if Candace Parker's coming back. We've seen her in the warm-ups and stuff. If Candace Parker comes back, I think the Aces win it. If not, I think the Liberty bounce back, take a 2-1 lead in the series.
That's enough of that.
Sorry.
We have to take a break. When we come back, we are, by the love of God, talking NFL quarterbacks. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This new Wendy's Frosty flavor is way too exciting to keep under wraps. It's a brand new, first of its kind flavor. Get this, pumpkin spice. I know, right? It's so good. It's rich, it's cozy. It's the perfect flavor for some fall frosty time. Watch, everyone will see it and jump on the bandwagon. Grab a never before seen pumpkin spice frosty or pumpkin spice frosty cream cold brew today when you choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Vanilla Frosty is temporarily unavailable.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Are you ready for the NFL season? Are you ready to win $1,580 in cold hard cash? Sign up today for the Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Get over to 1580thefanatic.com and sign up today. Someone needs to win this $1,580 first prize. Why not you? Finish in second place. Cha-ching! You win $500. The Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Sign up today at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580, the Fanatic. Let's get caught up here on the text line. I'm way behind. Sorry, a bunch of these texts from about 25 minutes ago. The screen moved and I lost them. So Baker's Cocky Hen says, you have me completely rethinking. White and brown gravy. Oh, I don't think I really did read that one already, didn't I? Wilbur says, Butterfingers and condoms. And that's what I had out for Halloween because nothing's better than a Butterfinger, and it's always good to practice safe trick-or-treating. All right. I'm sure the parents enjoyed that.
Are you sure that Butterfingers and condoms go together?
Who doesn't get horny after they eat a Butterfinger?
I mean, think about this for a second. Butterfingers, condom.
Yeah, you're probably better off just putting out the condoms. Kiss the Cook says, nothing strange in my candy, even while living in California. But I've had parents so inappropriately dressed, I wanted to give them batteries for their battery-operated boyfriend. Wow. Bruno Baller says, they might have a strong teachers union in Illinois, and that's why that guy made it 53 years. CK says, Trojans are making Bruin-skinned condoms now. What? Fifth letter says, Randy, double shot for me and double D, please. All right, he says, yeah, good choice. We're friends now, Dodger Danny. So because he said he'd go USC, that was enough for fifth letter. Okay. Jack Dog says, Randy, can I get a crown on the rocks? Ferguson says, Pringle, I'm also a fan of your work. Everything pizza flavor. Okay. Dodger Danny says, can you tell me your picks? Okay. Who are you asking this? Okay. What Dodger fan? Who are you asking this? Us or, no, this is Dodger fan, not Dodger Danny. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll tell you what, I appreciate this, that you want to know our picks, but we'll give you our picks tomorrow in the 3:00 hour because I haven't even really thought about it. And
is he talking about our picks for tonight?
No, our picks for
football.
Ravens versus Titans, Vikings versus Bears, Colts versus Jaguars, Patriots versus Raiders. Gonna do that. We're gonna do that tomorrow, Dodger fan. I haven't had a chance to even think about it. Unless one of you guys want to tell them your picks.
No.
I mean, usually Thursdays when I'm done thinking about everything. Yeah.
Still analyzing. This is why I lead the picks content. I spend a lot of time analyzing. And that's why I'm way far ahead of everybody else.
You are actually dead last, Randy. You're dead last.
I mean, whatever makes you feel good, Jeffco.
Thank you, I guess. I'm having problems with the computer here a little bit.
Huh. Is it the spinning wheel of death?
Yeah, a little bit. Blissful Hayes says you should only play that song if the Diamondbacks win. Oh, I already read that one. Sorry. Like I said, I'm having problems. He says, since the Diamondbacks have a commanding lead, will Torey Lovello utilize load management and sit all his tonight? Shut up, Blissful Hayes.
No.
All right, enough. We're caught up. That's good. Let's talk some NFL quarterbacks, shall we? It only took me an hour and a half to get here, but here we are. And so I keep seeing these headlines. Is there any legitimacy to these headlines? People saying stuff like, oh, it looks like the Vikings are throwing in the towel. They're probably fielding calls about Kirk Cousins. Is there any truth to the idea that the Minnesota Vikings at week 5 are like, okay, we're done. Season's over. Let's talk to somebody about trading Kirk Cousins away. Let's sell. I mean, and now that Justin Jefferson's on injured reserve, what is the point?
Well, I've seen a lot of noise on X and on the TV,
but not reputable, actual information about this.
Not okay. Well, yeah.
There's been some. Tell me. I haven't seen
I can't think of who it is right now, but on TV I saw a report, and I've seen a couple of different articles on the X, talking about Minnesota shopping Kirk Cousins. But does that mean they're throwing in the towel? Is that what they mean?
If they are looking to, what are they going to replace him with? Yeah, that's them selling and giving up on the season. I don't think anybody's doing that in week 5.
I don't think so either. But I mean,
they're 1-4 right now.
Yeah, in that division, it's not wide open. because the Lions are pretty much on top of it. But the other two teams rather are pretty close. And, if you want to play well enough in the NFC is the weaker of the two conferences. You could probably still, if you went on a run, make a wild card. NFL coaches don't pass up the opportunity to make the playoffs because that's one of the things you get to tell the GM and the owner. Look, we made the playoffs. We're still building momentum. We're still going somewhere. It's a reason that they won't fire you. So no, I don't think that they are.
It seems like the Vikings have been in every game. For example, they lost to the Chiefs 27-20. All right, that's one score. They beat the Panthers. They lost to the Chargers 28-24. They lost to the Eagles 34-28. They lost to the buckskin Buccaneers by 3 points. It seems like the Vikings have been in every game. They're just right at the door.
Right. But they'll be in less games without Justin Jefferson. And I think when you look at yourself and you go, we're 1-4. And if we go 1-8, and Justin Jefferson's gone, well, we're halfway there to getting ourselves a better quarterback next season in the draft.
They got the Bears this week. Maybe that's a win. They got the 49ers, and then they've got the Packers again. That's a winnable game. They have the Falcons. That's a winnable game. They have the Saints. That's a winnable game. They play the Broncos, the Bears, the Raiders, and the Bengals down the stretch. I don't think they're going to throw the talent. I don't think they're going to get rid of Kirk Cousins. I think they're going to finish out the season and see how it goes. And with Justin Jefferson gone, they just kind of have to change things up. Yes, a major percentage of passes have been to Justin Jefferson, but now he's got to change it up. He's got to find somebody else. Somebody else needs to step up for the Vikings.
KJ Osborne, I guess. Here's the thing. Unless it came from on high in the frozen tundra of Minnesota and told them, hey, let's go ahead and tank for Caleb Williams. No, they're not trading off Kirk Cousins. They don't have anything better in the wings or out there in the wilderness to replace him with.
They have Jaron Hall as backup quarterback. Who? Exactly. So that's already not good. I mean, they can do some things with Jordan Addison at wide receiver. He's their rookie that they drafted out of USC. The guy's been awesome so far this season. They can figure some stuff out. It's not going to be the same as having Justin Jefferson out there, but they'll be able to figure some things out to try and keep themselves in football games. But the fact is, their defense is failing them. That's been one of the big things, one of the big issues that they've had. So, is Kirk Cousins the future of the team? Well, that contract that he signed is nearly up. So if you want to move on from Kirk Cousins this offseason, it's not hard. You don't need to throw in the towel. If he keeps on losing, you can draft Caleb Williams and not have to worry about, well, now what do we do with Kirk? You could just go in that direction and just be done with it.
Donnie says Kirk Cousins didn't say no when he was asked if he'd waive his no trade clause. Also, Vikings ownership would never allow the Vikings to throw in the towel. All right, fair enough.
That's just not how they are. The Vikings are the one team in the NFL. When you look at them historically, they've never allowed themselves to be bad enough to get anybody at quarterback. That's been one of their struggles.
Mr. Pringle says, I've always wondered why the Vikings team's color was purple. And then I got to thinking, if you've never won anything meaningful in 50 plus years, I guess you'd be purple too. Or blue in the face. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think more of a blue, but purple's more of a royal color, isn't it?
What shade of brown do they use for the bags you put over your head in the lunch bags?
I believe that's Cleveland brown.
There you go. Last Toby says, love that I dropped Osborne last week. Yeah, a lot of people are running out there trying to get him on the waivers. Mm-hmm. Good luck. Swazman says, well said, Randy. It's definitely next man up in the NFL. Injuries are part of games. So these teams always know how to adapt. Vikings aren't going anywhere. Hopefully they lose to the Bears coming up in a week.
And also, I mean, I'm sure the Vikings are taking calls. Like if another team picks up the phone and says, we'd like Kirk Cousins, sure, listen to what they have to say because they might be able to give you something that could help you in the future. But I don't think the Vikings are shopping Kirk. I really don't.
Scratch Me Because says, my son enlisted in the Marines at 18. Before boot camp, he wanted to make it a career. After boot camp, he wanted to be a drill instructor. After he finished his first 4-year contract, he has enough and he's done. And he also has a beard. Yeah, that's a kind of a running theme for guys. I can tell you more, but I probably told you too much already. 888-368-1580. Moist One says, Randy, going to take advantage of my Justin Jefferson-less team this week. Uh-oh. You're playing Moist One, and good for you, Randy. Good for you.
Well,
talk about luck. You never wish injury on anybody, but
and not Justin Jefferson. He's a good dude. I mean,
two-time Premier League champion Moist One is not the guy you like to see show up on the schedule, you know?
I mean, yeah, come on, man. He's going to be without Justin Jefferson, but look what else he has. I mean,
he's got Dak Prescott, so there'll be interceptions.
Yeah.
He's got Mostert, ETN, Deebo Samuel, Addison, Waller, Kamara. Ooh. Sanders, the kicker, and the Vikings defense going against the Bears. Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough one, man. It's gonna be a tough one. But you've got a good team too. You don't shy away from this, Randy. You got the best team in the league. I think. Pringle says, Jeffrey, do you let the computer pick players off the waiver wire for you too? What are you talking about? Who has a computer that picks players off the waiver wire?
How the hell do you do that?
What are you talking about?
It'll optimize your lineup, but pick players for you?
That's a new one for me. What button does that?
Somebody please let me know. Just email us at blender at 1580thefanatic.com.
I went out and got Rashee Rice from the Kansas City Chiefs as a backup wide receiver. I got Jalen Warren on my bench as a backup running back. I figured out Tutu Atwell pretty early. No, my brain is the computer that works the waiver wire. And that's the one only compliment I think I ever get from Rosalie Michaels. So she's like, oh, you are really good at working the waiver wire. I was like, thanks. And that was it. I never got another compliment. Okay. So the Vikings aren't getting rid of Kirk Cousins, so don't worry about it. But I'll tell you who'd be in line, Sean Payton. He says, the Broncos aren't looking to trade, but we pick up the phone if other teams call. Translation, please, other teams call. Any other team out there, please call. He says, we're not looking to do business with any of our players, but that doesn't prevent teams from calling us. We pick the phone up, but that's where it's at. They're 1-4. He would love to have Kirk Cousins. He would love to be rid of Captain Cringe. And Captain Cringe, by the way, still saying cringy things, talking about the game this week. It just, everything he says, it just seems, and it was funny because I've always just said cringe. Who was it the other day that said he's just a phony? It's not that he's a complete dork. It's just Russell Wilson is just a big phony human being. Who said that? Was that? I can't remember who that was.
I don't ever find him believable because it just, the things that he says aren't things that normal human beings say in any situation. You can pick a situation and Russell Wilson will say the most motivational poster version of that.
Here it is, his motivational poster. Now, remind you, the Broncos have not beat the Chiefs since Peyton Manning was around in 2015. After that, the Chiefs have won 15 straight matchups ever since. And here's what Russell Wilson said. The important thing is we've got to create a new history. Oh, geez, God. Why does he talk? We got to create a new history.
Create a new history.
Well, when you're in the act of creating it, Russell, it's called the present. So that already doesn't even make sense. It's just, he doesn't even think about the stuff when he's saying it. He can't possibly.
He said, we gotta do that with one play at a time, one moment at a time, one game at a time. And every game has a history of its own. And we've got to be focused on this one and go win this game. I need to say, hey, we got to win this game. We got to put it into this. Got to win this game. That's it. That's all we needed. We didn't need I think he sits there in his head thinking that someone's going to write this down on a greeting card. And that's
just when his career's over, history. It's going to be all of the motivational quotes that all the great ones have. You know, winning's not everything. It's the only thing. That's Vince Lombardi, right? Like he thinks he's going to have a bunch of those. He doesn't have any of those. Nothing he said has sounded like that ever.
Russell Wilson, stop trying to talk in cursive. Okay, it's not going on a card. You idiot! Just play the game. I don't care what he does. To be honest, I don't care what he does. He just stinks. Anyway, so Sean Payton would love Kirk Cousins and probably for Russell Wilson to shut the hell up. I'm sure those two things would make Sean Payton very happy. Now, here's the thing. I think Sean Payton will survive this season. I think he will. I know a lot of people are surprised to hear me say that, but I think he will because he's putting the blame right on Russell Wilson's doorstep. And he has already told ownership, listen, I can't with this guy.
It's like, I thought I could fix him.
Yeah. It's too far gone. He's lost so many steps, and what he was allowed to do here before I got here, because he's still going to put some blame on Hackett. I can't undo this. We're going to need another quarterback. So I think Sean Payton will survive and Russell Wilson will not.
I appreciate what you're saying, but if I'm ownership of Denver, if you're this great head coach, you have all these great attributes and qualities. What's the problem? Why can't you get the team to play right?
To which Sean Payton might reply,
"You gave me a broken team.
I'm a great coach. I'm not a miracle worker." Like what? And he is going to blame Russ because he all offseason long he was throwing Russ under the bus, and they hadn't played any games yet. So it's not going to be hard for him to say, "Look, this is my game plan," and then I go out there and ask him to execute it, and it's not happening. And he's not 100% wrong either. Russell Wilson is going out there and running around like some, pickup football game in the park. It's not every play, but some of them. And it's not how a Sean Payton offense has ever worked. And it's hard, I think, to go from the precision of Drew Brees to what Russell Wilson does and make that work.
But isn't that what he did with Seattle?
Let him cook worked in a certain way in a certain program, but that's not the program he's in now. And he's lost a step. He's lost the mojo. So he ain't cooking nothing. He's microwaving Hot Pockets and nobody's liking it.
And look, the further he got away from that Legion of Boom defense, the less effective the Russell Wilson, backyard stuff got, where it just got to a point where the defense isn't going to be there to bail you out if you have a drive where you don't finish the drive. You're not going to get the ball back the way you were before. And he helped a lot of things, and he is responsible for a lot in Seattle. I'm not taking anything away from him, but what he has now is a game style that seems to not fit any offensive coordinator really. And
I think he's done.
And like Jeffrey said, he is a step slow on top of that. It's just not good.
Terry Oakey says, don't be too hard on Russell Wilson. He took the Kamala Harris word salad 101 course.
Oh, boy.
Blissful Hayes says, Russell Wilson has $165 million in guaranteed money. He don't give a damn about winning. He's laughing all the way to the bank. No. You can make him laugh all the way to somebody else's bank if you can get away with it. T-Licious says, I'm 5-0 and 4-1 in my ESPN leagues, and my Niners are 5-0. So football season, it's going pretty well. Oh, yeah, and suck it, Ralph. You hating ass.
Wow.
Well, okay, so which part about that? Oh, is it that he hates the 49ers, or is it that he hates the Dimebacks, or...
It could just be all of the above.
Yeah, I guess you're right, T-Licious. Don't answer. It would take too long to type. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Klein tools are new at Lowe's, pros. Lowe's knows you want top brands and quality products, and Klein Tools delivers. Right now, get the Klein 3-piece Modbox mobile workstation for $319.94, and the Klein 5-piece cushion grip screwdriver set for just $34.97, both exclusively at Lowe's. Shop the largest selection of Klein tools, the highest quality tool brand at Lowe's. Because Lowe's knows tools, Lowe's knows pros.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Washington State Cougars Saturday, October 28th for ASU's homecoming.
Gadaboo with the catch, has the first down, stays on his feet, and he's going to go.
Get your ASU Washington State tickets today by calling 480-727-0000.
Touchdown Devils!
Or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
The legend of Cameron Scadaboo continues to grow.
There's a reason why conventional healthcare is referred to as practicing medicine. Hi, this is Dr. Hannah Lindsay. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. I regularly see patients with a variety of acute and chronic health conditions, including many autoimmune and rheumatological diseases. We can restore pain-free joint function and balance immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and overall well-being. We emphasize natural and holistic interventions with lifestyle changes and take advantage of the full palette of care options from traditional remedies to modern science. We collaborate with experts in a wide range of health disciplines, including physical therapists and specialist physicians, referring patients as needed to ensure the most effective care possible. So how about a second opinion on your health? You might just end up feeling like yourself again. Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161, or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
To downsize your home but think you've missed the opportunity? Let A2 Luxury Real Estate show you how to downsize and win. If you have owned your home for over 5 years, we have great news for you. Get the true value of your home and save up to $10,000. Call A2 Luxury Real Estate at 602-888-1433 or go to a2luxre.com. Realty One Group, 602-888-1433 or go to a2luxre.com.
We all know driving hammered gets you nailed, but did you also know driving high is a DUI? I'm Officer Badalucco with the Gilbert Police Department. Anything that impairs your driving makes you dangerous on the road. If you feel different, you drive different, and driving high is illegal. Be smart with marijuana use. Get the facts at drivinghighaz.com and spread the word with #HighDUI. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
We know how it goes. You can't always tune in and hear your favorite shows and hosts.
Dude, look, I'm a loser. Okay?
It's cool, bro. That's why we post podcasts of your favorite shows and hosts. Listen when you want to. Listen on demand.
That is great and frankly kind of amazing.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com to download.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, still talking NFL quarterbacks, and yeah, this ain't great for my Colts. Listen, I know we got Gardner Minshew, and okay, that's fine. It'll be maybe we'll break 500 for the season, but I didn't care about the season. I wanted Anthony Richardson to get a nice education and become a formidable quarterback and see Chris Ballard work the draft and work the waivers and get us some good receivers and some help on defense, more team building. And then hey, look at us. We got our quarterback. And well, now he's going to be gone for 4 to 8 weeks and they put him on the injured reserve, Anthony Richardson. So how is he going to learn anything? How is he going to learn anything down there?
I think he's learned a lot so far, Jeffrey. If you would allow me to elaborate for a second, I think this kid is learning every time he goes on the injured reserve. Every time the kid gets hurt, I think he's learning. He cannot do what he did, like Keon says, at Florida. He can't run guys over. This is the NFL.
I don't know.
These are bigger, stronger, and faster, and you can't do what you did in college. And so maybe he's learning a lesson the hard way. And when he comes back, maybe he plays the game differently. It slides, goes out of bounds, dives head first, whatever he's got to do to protect himself from taking these hits.
I feel like he's doing everything Cam Newton did, but faster.
Well,
wasn't it Cam Newton? Didn't he get taken out with a shoulder injury?
Similarly? Yes, separated shoulder. I mean, Cam's was worse, but yeah, it was a
Cam didn't
injury.
learn, though. Cam just thought he was Superman. He just thought he could run everybody over.
Richardson is going to learn from this. What makes you think he will?
I believe he is. I believe he's getting hurt, and I think the coaching staff, the training staff, those around him, the veterans, you can't do that, man. You got to learn how to go down. You got to give it up. You got to swallow your pride instead of going for that extra 5 yards, you got to go down, man. Take what you can get.
And even Trevor Lawrence told him after that game they played early in the season. Trevor Lawrence is like, look, I love the way you play, man, but you can't take these hits. And people forget how much Trevor Lawrence ran in college. Trevor Lawrence ran a lot. There was a lot of designed runs at Clemson. And Trevor tried to do that same stuff early in Jacksonville. And he learned, and Josh Allen learned, and Lamar Jackson learned. Like, they all learn it. But I think Anthony Richardson is taking much more punishment to learn the same lesson than those guys did. But I hope, like Randy said, I hope he does actually come away with that knowledge. It's very important, because I do think that the dude's smart enough to actually play the game from the pocket. He's smart enough to do it.
Going to be a short career if he's not. And listen, I don't know. I hope the Colts can keep Gardner Minshew upright till Anthony Richardson comes back, because Kellen Mond is the backup now for, he's going to be for Anthony Richardson, because Sam Ellinger is sitting there as a backup, and
aren't you guys lucky? I mean, Kellen damn Mond. I mean, if you had to back up the great American, a great American hero, Gardner Minshew, Kellen Mond, that's the guy to do it, right there.
That's the guy who couldn't beat P.J. Walker to back up Deshaun Watson.
Minnesota had him.
P.J. Walker. He's not. It's not like he's Walker, Texas Ranger.
Minnesota had him, and Jaron Hall now has the job. So
yeah, in Minnesota, Mond was 2 of 3 for 5 yards.
Just telling you,
perfect. He's
and
I hate
American
to say that too.
Icons there. You got Gardner Minshew and Kellen damn Mond,
because he's a nice guy, but
we ain't winning crap this year. And if Anthony Richardson can't get back, get healthy, and at least get a bunch more games under his belt, we ain't winning nothing in next year either. So it's very, very disappointing, to find this out. So I don't know. You're right. We'll see. Maybe he learned something. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. You don't want him to be fearful, but you also just want him to play smarter. You got to be brave as he was, as Anthony Richardson is, but he's got to be smarter. That's all I'm saying. Blissful Hayes says Anthony Richardson, he's learning that he isn't strong enough to play in the NFL. Well, he's strong enough. It's more about the smarts of knowing what you're supposed to do and when you're supposed to do it.
It's
clearly strong.
There are 0 people strong enough to try and run through two defensive players in the NFL and do that every week for multiple weeks and make it through uninjured. There is nobody on earth that can do that.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Richardson is on the best possible team to play through injuries. The owner has the hookup on as many pills as he'll need. You are correct.
No, I mean, there's that. So.
Hamilton Porter says money line for Diamondbacks is plus 180. Obviously, Vegas still has no respect for the Snakes. Yeah, I said that earlier in the show, Hamilton Porter. You're right. I don't know if today is the day to take that money line, to be honest.
Hey, man, keep the chip on your shoulder.
I don't know. I don't know, Hamilton Porter, but I don't know. I'd put some bucks on it. I'd put a couple bucks on that, actually. I mean, I wouldn't go too crazy, but yeah. All right. So Aaron Rodgers challenging Travis Kelce to a debate about anything. That's just not right, because Travis Kelce clearly not the person that any side of the argument is going to put up there for an intellectual debate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Travis Kelce was clearly just joking. And Aaron Rodgers' response was like, debate me, bro.
So here's what we're talking about. Aaron Rodgers referred to Travis Kelce as Mr. Pfizer. Travis Kelce sort of ingests, oh, yeah, well, I guess you could call me Mr. Pfizer, a guy who works for Johnson & Johnson over there. Sure, why not? And just kind of calling a little bit of the hypocrisy. And then Aaron Rodgers is like, I don't work for Johnson & Johnson. I play for the Jets. You're right. Aaron Rodgers is taking all of this too damn seriously. Yeah. And Travis Kelce, he cashed a check, and made a commercial.
I have no idea what Travis Kelce actually believes.
Don't even want to know.
Don't care.
I'm not thinking it's going to be highly intellectual. Hey, so Aaron Rodgers is like, hey, debate me, bro. No, let's get grown-ups involved. And he's like, well, he can get his grown-up and I'll bring my grown-up. It's like, great. I don't want to hear Joe Rogan argue.
Then why don't we cut out the middleman and just have those two people debate each other? What the hell do we need the two football players for? Doesn't even make sense
to it. There's no point to any kind of debate against anti-vaxxers and vaxxers. They'll never agree, no matter what is said in the debate.
There's no debate on science, geopolitics, anything, actually. It's just philosophy, religion, none of it. I don't care what an athlete thinks about any of those things. I just don't. My dad always told me, like, these people are just people with opinions like you and me. Why are their opinions more important? So, no, I don't care what Aaron Rodgers thinks. I don't care what Travis Kelce thinks. So the two of them debating would do nothing. I don't understand what Aaron Rodgers wants from this outside of he has an ego so massive. He thinks he has answers to things that smarter people don't.
He's the Tom Cruise of the NFL.
I can see that.
By Tom Cruise of the NFL? What does that
mean?
Don't
you remember when Tom Cruise was arguing with people for going to psychologists and stuff and getting counseling? And he was like, or somebody needed some
Scientology?
No. He was arguing about anti-depression medicine and stuff like that. And Matt Lauer, you're just so glib. And he was just condescending and just wanting to argue with everybody about, like, if somebody needed a little something to keep them from killing themselves, the anti-depression medicine and stuff. And he was just such a dickbag about it.
Is there an argument that people are over medicated? Sure. But there are also people who legitimately need that medicine. And there is a line somewhere. And I would rather
postpartum depression. He was going after Brooke Shields for it.
Yeah. Like, I would rather two experts argue over this than Tom Cruise, a person who I have never thought I want to know what his thoughts on medicine are. He's an actor. He doesn't know anything. They give him lines and then he says them really well. Like, that's his job. Wait, we have a problem with celebrities in this country where we turn to them for a lot of things and it just got out of hand, and we turn to them for too many things. And now they think they should just insert themselves into every conversation. I don't care what Justin Bieber thinks about Israel and Palestine. I don't care. He's not qualified. He's Justin Bieber. Like, Aaron Rodgers is not qualified to talk about medicine because he's Aaron Rodgers.
What does Justin Bieber think about Israel and Palestine?
He put it on his Instagram. I don't care.
Thoughts and prayers?
It's basically that. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's just funny because he basically took a picture and said prayers for Israel, but the picture he posted was actually Gaza in ruin. So it's just like he doesn't know anything. He's an idiot. That's football players, athletes, rappers. Like, these people don't have to know the things that they're coming out and talking about.
I would rather hang out with Travis Kelce, but I don't think I would set him up to debate anybody.
No,
about
anything. To be fair, really. I don't think Travis Kelce would set himself up to debate with anybody.
No,
Travis Kelce. The only unqualified thing I want to see Travis Kelce do once in a while. That's it. That's all. Nothing else.
Number one Rattlers fan says, when does Keon get his own show? I like what he has to say. Well, I guess he doesn't like what we have to say, Randy. Rattlers fan is not a fan of us. So
there you go.
We've offered Keon his own show. He just hasn't taken it yet.
Yeah. Got some stuff I got to work out.
Mm-hmm. Rattlers fan will be there. Wilbur says, Tom Cruise, show me the money. Yeah, he yelled that in a movie a long time ago, and somebody wrote those words for him to say. Big George says, does that mean that Randy White is the Tom Cruise of the Daily Blender?
You're going to have to explain that.
What do you mean?
Jeffrey O'Brien is definitely the Bruce Willis of radio. What? How do you figure?
What does that mean?
I don't know. George says a lot of dumb things.
In that, what he goes around saying yippee-ki-yay MFer? Like, what are we talking about?
I do that.
He does do that.
I do that. Teriyaki says Culpepper tried to muscle his way as a quarterback, and where'd that get him? Lost Toby says Thinky Wheel. That's what he says. Thinky Wheel. All right, let's see here. He says, speaking of winning. All right, let's see. He's got a bet here, a parlay. that he cashed out. Oh, look at that. He had a $20 parlay on the Falcons, Lions, Dolphins, Saints, Pittsburgh Steelers at 4.5, Eagles, Bengals, Jets, Chiefs, Packers. Cashed out total. He cashed out before the last game. $1,222.
My God, man. Good job.
Which he picked the Packers to win, so it's a damn good thing he did cash out.
Well
that
done. Final
Toby.
leg would have just ended him.
Yeah.
Smart
Well
move.
done. Number one Rattlers fan says he was an extra in the Jerry Maguire movie. Because remember it was about the Cardinals. It was what's his name? Cuba Gooden Jr. was a Cardinal.
So
That's right. It was very unrealistic because they were a winning team.
Number one Rattlers fan was an extra. Did he wear his Rattlers jersey? That's what I'd like to know.
I don't think they had to let him. He was supposed to be a Cardinals fan in that one. Wilbur says Keon is Samuel L. Jackson. I bet he'd do a great Capital One commercial.
I have.
Is that the only black guy you could think of, Wilbur? Is that it? Is that the only?
Can I ask, how does Wilbur know that Samuel L. Jackson is black?
That's a good point. For Wilbur, we all are. Oh, Jesus. I'm still not done talking about NFL quarterbacks. Come on back, everybody. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Sorry, Wilbur.
Liberty Mutual presents How to Be the Life of the Party.
Okay, first turn the music off. Then ask for everyone's attention. Now, tell them that you customized your home insurance with Liberty Mutual and saved hundreds. Boom! Now everyone knows you're not just a pretty face. You have some brains inside that face that know how to save hundreds on home insurance. Woo!
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Based on recent survey of new customers who switched and saved. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty. When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
Arizona offers thousands of helpful resources for service members, veterans, and their families. But navigating the system can be confusing and overwhelming. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. Get connected to resources and benefits at no cost. Just call 866-4AZ-VETS now. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen the high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. This is KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour.
All right, people. people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I'm just trying to talk about some NFL quarterbacks here. We actually got started talking about the NFL quarterbacks, but as it is here on the Daily Blender, we're easily distracted by things. So I'm still not done talking about the NFL quarterbacks, but I think now would be a good time to get an update. The Phillies are up 8-2 over the Braves, top of the 8, and
Wow.
So that is happening. And so now that'll mean the Phillies just will need one more win after this to get done with the Atlanta Braves. And the Atlanta Braves were supposed to be they were the 1 seed, weren't they?
Well, they were. Yeah.
What's going on with them? Why are they having so much trouble with these Phillies?
Well, same thing with the Dodgers and Diamondbacks. They're not hitting the ball. They're not able to get base runners on. They're not able to compete in the game. Their pitching's letting them down, and the Phillies are taking advantage. And that's the same thing that's happened with the Dodgers Diamondback series. Not hitting the ball, their pitchers are not effective, and the other team, in this case, the Diamondbacks, are taking advantage.
Excellent. So that is what is happening now. Keon will let us know if anything interesting happens. But as it looks now, Phillies are having their way with the Atlanta Braves. The Diamondbacks will be starting out at 6:07 tonight. So good luck to the Diamondbacks, and I know we'll all be watching.
Also in the American League, real quick, third inning, Houston, Minnesota tied at 1.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, there it is. The asterisk straight down there. Top of the 4th. So keep us up to date if anything. Now that one's interesting. Let us know if anything goes down. So let's talk about this for a moment. I know he's not a current NFL quarterback, but Tom Brady, he's having a hard time getting his stake in the Raiders. Because I guess he was given a discounted price, and they said it was probably by like 70%. So what it means is Mark Davis has given him a chunk of the Raiders that percentage wise, remember the worth of the Raiders, they're valued at $6.2 billion. And so if Brady's buying between 5 and 10%, let's just say it's 10%, 10% of the 6.2 billion, and he gave him a 70% discount. That means he's paying 3% money to get 10%. And the NFL might have a problem with that. So I guess they're stalling this because the discount might be too much. The deal would be unlikely to be ratified by the NFL at that price. So that's why it's still sort of hanging in the air. So the question, I guess, would be, how much can you discount the price if you're Mark Davis wanting to sell off a little chunk to an investor? If he's buying 10%, will they allow you to take 8%? The money, 5, 6, you know what I'm saying?
And I wonder if they have any rules specific about that. Because when it comes to the money,
wrong.
When it comes to the money, I'm pretty sure the NFL probably does.
What does it hurt anybody if he gave Tom Brady 10% of the Raiders for 3% of the cost? What does it hurt anyone else? Because it doesn't devalue. It's the value of the team continues to be $6.2 billion.
Yeah, and if anyone's mad, I'm surprised it's not the other minority owners of the Raiders. We didn't get a 70% discount. They might have a problem. But other than them, I can't imagine who would actually be upset about that. But I just think maybe the NFL doesn't want that to become the precedent where you have people just giving massive discounts of NFL teams to various friends of the organization.
So how does this hurt the NFL? I don't get that.
I think if you do it with enough people, you could devalue a team. I don't think just one Tom Brady sale is going to do it. But
I got $13 in my pocket right now. I think I could buy a piece of the Raiders.
I think Mark Davis has probably entertained the idea, but then the NFL finance committee might say no.
I just want like 1% for like $13. Is that okay?
I think that's a 99% discount right there for
You talk about 99. I mean,
it's worth $6.2 billion, Randy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
can you get $15 together?
I'll kick in a 20 spot. How's that?
Well, that's that. But there you go. So yeah, so people are like thinking that Tom Brady already owns part of the Raiders. He does not until 24 of the 32 owners say he does. And
yeah, and look, they might just not care. Like it might just be that the other 24 owners are like, who gives a damn? And we, this is nothing. But if it turns out that they do, if it turns out that they think that this is something that other owners might actually do, and if it could mess with team values, then yeah, they're going to probably say no to that.
Speaking of Tom Brady, there's a lot of people who are making comparisons of Brock Purdy to Tom Brady. There's a lot of similarities there. And when you look at Brock Purdy, he's not got the chiseled jaw and supermodel look that Tom Brady has. But a lot of people will say neither did Tom Brady at first. He had some work done or something. But Tom Brady was a kind of a pudgy, pudgy slab of a man back when he showed up. Brock Purdy, no different. But there's a lot of good comparisons between them. They both were deep in the draft. I mean, Brady 6th round and Purdy the end. They're both game managers, and they both got to start because the guy in front of them got hurt. And Bledsoe, he got hurt, and then Trey Lance got hurt. So there's a lot of things. And then Strahan was sitting there with a stacked team ready to go. And the Patriots had a stacked team ready to go. They won the Super Bowl. I mean, there's lots of good comparisons, not just to Brock Purdy and Tom Brady, but to the 49ers and the Patriots of the time. Belichick was already a respected coach. So Strahan.
You mean Shanahan?
Shanahan, sorry. So there's a lot of comparisons to this, and as long as Brock Purdy can stay healthy, you kind of wonder, are the 49ers on their way to a Patriots-like run?
I mean, it's certainly possible. They have Brock Purdy on literally the cheapest possible quarterback contract you could have. It's not possible to get any cheaper than the last guy taken in the draft. So you've got that going for you, which means you can keep that incredible defense together, which means you can also keep that core of talent around him on the offensive side of the ball together. And Brock Purdy is a talented quarterback with a lot of experience already. He played a ton of games in college. So it's, Tom Brady was a game manager until he wasn't. Until Tom Brady got so much experience that he wasn't just a game manager. He was the guy going out there and winning games. Like I can't remember near the end of Tom Brady's time in New England when they got him a truly dominant receiver. He had good ones, but he never really had. He had the Randy Moss type guy, Randy Moss, once. I mean, he never really had that, but he had become so good. He could manipulate a defense to however he wanted. And I think that Brock Purdy, being the quick study that he is, he's going to be a game manager for a while until he isn't. And then he's going to have it figured out.
Patriots had a good defense. 49ers have a good defense. But here's the thing where Brock Purdy actually is ahead of Tom Brady in 2001. Brady had completed 63.9% of his passes and averaged 189.5 yards a game. Purdy, 72.1%, and he's averaging 254.2 yards a game. His attempts are bigger. 9.3 yards per attempt. Tom Brady was 6.9 per attempt. So, his individual, results were better. Plus, his TD to interception ratio was perfect. 9-0. So, listen,
But also you have to count for the offensive weapons. Tom Brady didn't have anything like a Christian McCaffrey or a Deebo Samuel or a Brandon Ayuk. Like when you go back and look, Troy Brown was a good receiver.
Teddy Bruschi.
David Patton. Yeah, but that's the defensive side of the ball. Like they had a great defense. Shouting out
names, I don't know.
Rodney Harrison was a great defensive player. Ty Law was a great defensive player. But when you look at the superstars on that 2002 Patriots team, those are all defensive guys. Troy Brown, good receiver, but you're not going to say, doing anything like what Deebo Samuel is doing right now. David Patton, really good receiver, but like Tom Brady was playing with quality guys. Brock Purdy's playing with damn superstars at like every position.
Well, the situations are very similar, and the players are very similar. And yeah, I guess Brock Purdy does have an advantage, not just in stats, but also in personnel. So I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I saw this story from CBS and I was just like, wanted to explore it. But I remember sitting there watching the game, and then they always bring up, Mr. Irrelevant. And I was just like, yeah, well, and they said, it's kind of like Tom Brady. I'm like, oh yeah, kind of like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Kind of like Tom Brady in a lot of ways
it
here.
Feels like a lazy comparison. But if you really think about it, there's a lot of freakish similarities going on there. Really is.
Not lazy at all. So, there are differences, different structure, different everything, but you can't help but notice that Brock Purdy could end up being your next Tom Brady. I mean, the comparison in the way they play, the comparison in the way they think and prepare and what they do, and maybe Brock Purdy has the benefit of a Tom Brady having existed before he showed up. Where he could emulate and learn just from the fact that Tom Brady existed. Maybe that's it, because he's not a running around quarterback like the new style. Brock Purdy is your old fashioned pocket passing quarterback.
And by the way, 2-run homer from Jose Abreu gives the Astros a 3-1 lead. But yeah, I think the other thing that's kind of a weird comparison too is that the Niners are the team that Tom Brady would have loved to have played for.
That's
and
also
Brock
ironic.
Brock Purdy gets to play for that team and play for a good version of that team. Great version,
so
actually.
If Brock Purdy was, let's just say Brock Purdy was not on the 49ers. Let's say he was on the Baltimore Ravens and he had that receiving staff. Is Brock Purdy now being compared to Tom Brady?
Probably
I
not.
don't know.
Like I personally have always believed when it comes to quarterbacks, he'd still be good. I mean,
he could put the ball right on the hands of the receivers, and just like Lamar Jackson, they would drop it.
Yeah.
If Tom Brady had started out with the Seahawks back in 2001, would he be Tom Brady?
Yeah,
scheme matters and personnel matters.
Being in the right place at the right time.
That's part of it. That's part of the luck of being in the NFL.
So I feel bad for Justin Fields. I think he's a good player. Wrong place, wrong time, and he may not get a chance to fully develop and become what you kind of hoped he would.
Look, if Justin Fields plays for the Philadelphia Eagles, I think he's a top quarterback.
I think he'd be a great backup.
I mean, because all of the weaknesses that Justin Fields has, Jalen Hurts used to have, but the Eagles brought Jalen Hurts along in a way that gave him the ability to gain that experience to where now Jalen Hurts is still going to run, but he can throw the football really well and beat you from the pocket as well.
Big George says, does this mean Brock Purdy's going to leave his girlfriend after having a kid and run off with Gisele Bundchen? Yes, that's on the schedule. That is on the calendar, George.
No, like if that happens, like I don't know, the world is ending. That's too many coincidences.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, didn't Brady have Terry Glenn, Ben Coates, Curtis Martin? Wilbur says, Jeffrey, yell out Julian Edelman. Well, Edelman was later.
Yeah, Edelman was later though. Yeah, and I would still not say Edelman is in that same group of guy. Like the stats that Deebo and Deebo in particular, Deebo's been racking up, but Christian McCaffrey has racked up over their careers. I mean, these guys have been putting up these numbers since before they were quarterbacked by Brock Purdy. So, you got to give them some credit for what they're contributing here.
Baker's Cocky Hands also says today's game is also geared towards offense. So, of course, the stats should look better. Yeah, I guess that's a good point, too.
Yeah, it's more of a passing league. That's true.
Flappy Max says, great show. Love you guys. Over under guess on Monday night game, please, Randy. Jeffrey, Keon. Over under on a Monday night game. Who the hell's playing? Well, hold on, I got it right here. The Cowboys and Chargers. You're asking about the Cowboys and Chargers?
An over under?
I
don't
say,
know, man.
I'd say
3.
If 45.
What? That's
45.
kind of then I'm taking the under. If the over under on Chargers Cowboys,
you're taking the under. So Justin
Cowboys
Herbert,
defense still works.
You're taking Justin Herbert and you're taking Dak Prescott. You're saying 45 is too high?
Yep, I am, because the defense is too good.
Keon?
I might take the over on that.
Really?
I might take the over on that, but let me see what the actual.
Well, you think the Cowboys are going to go off on the Chargers?
Well, the Chargers defense has been so disappointing that probably.
I don't know, but Dak Prescott has been so disappointing. So
yeah, but that doesn't mean they can't get a lot of points.
I'm thinking under, though. I'm still going to say under. I think the Cowboys are kind of beat. I don't know. I could be wrong. There you go, Flappy Max. You probably should listen to Keon. Take the over. What do I know?
Or don't.
Well, I want him to get mad at you.
Yeah, I know.
When he makes his bet.
It's been brought to my knowledge that people think they should fade me. So I no longer know what I know.
Number one Rattlers fan says, I've actually talked to the owner of the Rattlers a few times, and if I win the Powerball, he'll sell me a portion of the Rattlers. He just told me that I need he told me I need a DAT. I have a press conference at the arena. I don't understand the last part of that, Rattlers fan, but what you do with your $78 is your business.
Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, Randy, that won't even buy you 1%, by the way. That $15 or $20.
Well, I was going to go 20. I mean,
nobody likes a math geek, Scully. A-Wings 22 says, biggest difference between Brock Purdy and Tom Brady, or Tom Shady, as he calls him, is Purdy doesn't have the ability of knowing what plays are coming or having illegal opponent practice videos. You're right. He does not have all that intel.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Brock Purdy's balls are fully inflated. Probably could phrase that different.
You could have. Yeah.
Swave Dave says, okay, then I called taunting. Happy hump day, everybody. Tall beer, if you will. Most days I'm stuck in traffic, and I mentioned to text in a comment on the conversation, but days like today, I'm home an hour early, and I got nothing to comment on. Oh, well.
Good for you.
So give him another drink.
Yeah.
You got nothing to comment on. You might as well do something useful with that mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Again with the phrasing. I probably could have phrased that different. Hamilton Porter says, with today's day, he didn't type it like that.
Yeah.
With today's game being what it is, will we ever see an elite running back again? Well, I think that Jonathan Taylor's most recent deal is kind of setting the running back market back into an appropriate way.
You think so?
So yes, you
between
are
him
seeing,
and McCaffrey,
you are seeing an elite running back already with Christian McCaffrey and with Jonathan Taylor when he gets going again, and with Josh Jacobs, even though he hasn't been great.
Let's not forget about Bill Stevenson.
Randy, we looked into that, and your claims of a running back by the name of Bill Stevenson just has not panned out. There's nobody named Bill Stevenson running the ball right now.
What are you talking about?
We looked. There's not even a player in the NFL by the name of Bill Stevenson.
You guys are overlooking one of the greatest running backs in NFL history, Bill Stevenson.
What team does he play for?
That up.
What's
you
that?
just made that up.
What team does he play for?
Oh, he plays for the he plays for the Raven Oilers.
There's no team called the Raven Oilers.
Oh, yes, there is. Yeah, they switch between Houston and Baltimore.
There's nobody that does that, right?
They go back and forth. Yeah. Raven Oilers. Yeah. Bill Stevenson. He's averaging 10 yards a carry.
So just a first down every time he gets the ball?
Every damn time.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You know what? Okay. Okay, Randy.
Chad Swirsky. Tell me you haven't heard of Chad Swirsky, the quarterback of the right? No, Chad Swirsky, not Swirsky.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him. Are you talking about like the XFL?
No, you don't know.
No, you don't know. You're just making crap up, Randy. I got to call you on your bull crap, and that's bull crap. You're making things up. It's a good thing that none of us are journalists.
I just want to fit in.
You fit in, but you don't have to make things up. Just be you, little guy. Be you. Bruno Baller says, sounds like Randy's in his own fantasy league. A-Wings 22 says, wasn't Bill Stevenson the Daytona Triangles? He was on the
there it is.
Dayton.
There it is. Yeah, thank you.
No, you're all just making crap up now. Tihuas says, Justin Herbert will annihilate the Cowboys defense. Brandon Staley will do the same against the Chargers defense. Take the over. Take the over.
Well, they said Brandon stated they meant Bill Stevenson.
Are you saying that a Brandon Staley defense will dominate someone?
Can I just say that we're going to take a break, and Randy's going to go take his medicine. Randy, go take your medicine. There he goes. He's taking his medicine. All right, it's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
NFL Week 6 starts on Thursday night. The Kansas City Chiefs will be home at Arrowhead Stadium as they take on the Denver Broncos. Kansas City has got a 15-game win streak against Denver. The Broncos' last win in the series came when Peyton Manning was their quarterback in 2015. The Chiefs lead the AFC West with a 4-1 record, while the Broncos are 1-4 in a defense that's allowing 36 points per game. The Chiefs are favored by 10.5 points on Thursday night. They are minus 590 on the money line, while the Broncos are plus 440. The over-under, 47.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows the Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
At A2 Luxury Real Estate, we don't believe in a buyer's list, and that's good for you. Why? Because our priority is you, the seller, and we will never represent a buyer in your sale. Call now and get up to $10,000 off on your next real estate transaction. A2 Luxury Real Estate, 602-888-1433 or a2luxre.com, 602-888-1433 or a2luxre.com. Realty One Group.
When life gets overwhelming, help is only a phone call away. Trained and caring crisis specialists are available 24/7 at 844-534-HOPE to assist with suicidal thoughts, substance use issues, depression, anxiety, and more. You are never alone. When you need help, please call 844-534-HOPE from anywhere in Arizona. Call 844-534-HOPE now or text the word HOPE to 4HOPE 44673. This message is sponsored by Solari Crisis and Human Services.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
It's the sound of the fight song, the excitement of the rivalry.
Auburn has won the Iron Bowl!
It's the unbelievable upsets. It's the Heisman hopefuls.
Oh my God! Davis is going running all the way back!
It's the national rankings. It's college football.
Shooters right down the field.
Tune in each Saturday for the college football game of the week. Listen for all the action, drama, and excitement on your home for college football. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and I'm sure everybody's getting seated at Chase Field right now, getting ready for tonight's sellout game against Los Angeles Dodgers. And all I can hope is there's less blue than there is Diamondback red or white. What jerseys are they wearing tonight? They're wearing the white ones, or they're wearing the red ones, or the black ones? I don't even know. Well, whatever the case, I hope there's more Diamondback jerseys up there than Dodger jerseys, but you know how that goes. 888-368-1580. We're still talking NFL quarterbacks. And, let's go back to the text line. Some people had a couple things to say. T-Licious says, you know who Brock Purdy is? Brock Purdy is the next Brock Purdy. I don't know if a guy with his ability will ever be available at 262, but teams might reach trying to find another Purdy. You know, people would reach trying to find another Brady after they got him in the 6th round. Everybody was like, wow, my God. And then, the Patriots were patting themselves on the back for it later. You never know who's going to turn out to be that. That's the thing about the draft. You got some guys, okay, they're a great receiver. They're a great running back. They're a great this. They're a great, some of those positions translates absolutely. I mean, sure, the game is faster and they figure that out pretty quick, but it's harder to know for sure that you're drafting a great quarterback in the 1st round or what you're getting out of a quarterback in the last round. And so the quarterback is probably the trickiest one of all these positions. There's been, some guys, here's how he was in the combine. Here's all this information that we have, and he can be a complete bust. And then a guy you just didn't see coming shows up and like, oh my God, look at this. So you do the best you can, but afterwards it's how you coach. It's how you position. It's, how you pit people up for success. Brock Purdy got lucky because he was put into a position to have a success. He's had an easier go of like a Justin Fields.
Yeah. And part of it is, the NFL, I think, has done something that might be a mistake where, a lot of GMs and a lot of scouts have gone all in on the guys with a lot of tools, with with the big arm, with the mobility. Josh Allen is the prototype of that, or just, Justin Herbert's arm, or Lamar Jackson's speed. That's the stuff that scouts go crazy about. And then you overlook some of the other things where Brock Purdy is not the fastest guy and he doesn't have the biggest arm, but he played in college for 4 years. And so you're not having some of the growing pains that you're seeing now with a guy like Anthony Richardson, or the guy whose job he took, Trey Lance, who the reason why they drafted Trey Lance there, it wasn't some insane thing. Trey Lance has a huge arm and he's incredibly fast and mobile. And they just thought if we could get the knowledge for this guy, he'll be awesome. But he was a slower learner than they thought, and he got injured all the time. So they had to move on from him. And that's, sometimes that's how busts happen. You overthink it. And the guy with a ton of experience who could just help you right there, you let him fall all the way to the end of the draft.
A little bit of smarts, a little bit of luck, and then you see what happens. I mean, look where I'm at right now with Anthony Richardson. We knew that there was going to be an educational curve. I didn't know he was getting hurt all the damn time. Nobody saw that coming. So a little bit of luck, a little bit of smarts. You do the best you can. That's why I don't get too hardcore on bashing on, and this goes for the NBA too, in the NFL. After the draft, you can't look backwards. You look forward, and because the people are like, oh, could have had Michael Jordan. You didn't even know who Michael Jordan was. Shut up. Until after the draft. You didn't even know who Patrick Mahomes was until after the draft. Sure, Keon did because he's a big college guy, but you know what I mean? A lot of these guys, some of these guys you just don't see coming. And you didn't see Patrick Mahomes becoming this.
I'm telling you right now that when I was doing all my little draft stuff that I like to do in preparation for the draft, Patrick Mahomes was a quarterback coming out I didn't like. I thought he can't play inside of the structure of an offense. It's too backyard football. He's not. When you talk about where he can locate the football, it's not the most accurate, and none of that mattered. He was a smarter guy than anybody gave him credit for. Yep. Again, another person with a ton of experience, and he just needed that opportunity. And Andy Reid and the Chiefs said, we don't even have to jump up and trade for this guy because I don't think that anybody knows what they have here.
Well, and a year sitting behind Alex Smith
doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt.
Even though they don't play the same, I'm sure that didn't hurt. T-Licious says, it's not Purdy's fault. No one gave him a chance except for the 49ers. Let's quit acting like he's just hands the ball to someone and all his stats are yak. No, listen, I got a lot of respect for Brock Purdy. He has developed into a fine quarterback. And I think that if you drop them in a lot of other teams, he'd still be pretty good. But be honest, T-Licious, he's in a really good situation for a new quarterback.
Yeah, Brock Purdy is a really good quarterback, not taking anything away from him, but he hasn't lost a football game yet. Like, that's not one where he hasn't gotten hurt anyway. He hasn't lost a football game. That is unusual, and it's because of the situation he's in. But it's not because he's just given the ball up. If it was that easy, Trey Lance would still have the job. So it's not like anybody could go in there and do it.
King of Kitten says Diamondbacks in white and roof and panels are open. Why did you send me a picture of JD's dancing in cocktails with Waylon Jennings, Mac, and Mike Condello? I don't understand why you put this picture on here. It's a black and white picture. Thanks, King of Kittens. Hamilton Porter is on the text line, and he says, you know who the guy was that developed the generational talent of Mahomes in college? Don't.
He did not develop him. You need to stop. This dude was playing behind in so many games that he was throwing the ball 50 times a game. That is not good coaching, and I don't want to hear that. Don't you dare. I watched those games. That's Big 12 football. I watch Big 12 football. Don't you dare suggest that guy is the reason Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes.
What are you talking about? Say his name.
How dare you? I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna.
Randy doesn't know who you're talking about, though.
So yes, I do. Yes, I do.
And Randy does. And I don't want to hurt Randy's feelings. There's no way. I'm not bringing it up.
Fair enough. Nice try, Hamilton Porter. Navy Brad says Dak Prescott to the Colts. All right, that's a 2-minute penalty, just because I say so. That's all. Kiowa says, what I was saying, that Brandon Staley is such an incompetent POS that he's going to give Dallas at least 2 touchdowns with his defensive play calling. Oh, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. And he also might go for it on 4th down on his own 14 once or twice. I mean, who can tell with that guy?
Terry Oki says CMC is going to get hurt this year. He's just something that's going to happen. You can't fix a brittle body.
Why would you say that?
Yeah, he's not a brittle. He's a pretty good tough guy, man.
He's built his body. He's rugged. Why would you wish that on somebody?
Terry Oki, who are you a fan of? That you're wishing injury on Christian McCaffrey. Swave Dave says, I'm calling it right now. Lions will win their division, and the Cardinals don't. Well, duh.
Okay. You're not exactly going out on a limb.
The Cardinals are starting this week against the Sheep Herd. We will run the damn table and we will win our division.
T-Licious says, I'm not denying Brock Purdy has weapons, but he's one of them damn weapons too. Yeah, we say he's pretty good. Yeah. What do you want out of us? He's pretty good.
It's just I just think that, it's kind of unclear how much of it is him, especially when they were capable of going to a Super Bowl before Brock Purdy got there. It's not like he was the missing piece.
I will say this. If you're Brock Purdy, you've got to know where to deliver the ball to.
Mm-hmm.
It could be like Dak Prescott trying to force a ball in there somewhere. You can't say that Brock Purdy doesn't know where to deliver the ball to when he's under duress, when he's standing in the pocket and he has no duress. He knows where to throw the football.
He's no dress, and Brock Purdy.
I didn't say he has a dress.
He knows when to hold them. He knows when to fold them.
No,
he knows when to walk away.
I didn't say any of that. Bill Stevenson.
I think that the Houston Texans have a surprising amount of weapons on offense, and I think that their offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick is really damn good. If you drop Brock Purdy in that,
they need Bobby Fastick. Not Bobby Slowick.
Well, I think they're doing just fine with him, though.
They need Bobby Fastick.
The Ravens used to have a lot of weapons, but they were all wiped clean of Prince. T-Licious says, I guess I'm just sick of hearing that term game manager.
What I'm saying is if you dropped him in Houston, Brock Purdy, he'd still be good. It just would he be completing 70+% of his passes? No, I think that's unreasonable to ask with that offensive line and some of the situations that they have. And I also don't think that the term game manager is offensive.
No, I mean, Peyton Manning was he got a Super Bowl as a game manager there at the end.
A lot of quarterbacks get that early as a game manager. Russell Wilson got it. That doesn't mean he wasn't good.
Special note for Teriyaki from T-Licious. He says, Teriyaki, you get Ralph status. Suck it. Okay. Let's move on before this gets this conversation becomes a confrontation. So Daniel Jones did not practice today. Just nobody cares. That
probably
neck
good
injury. Yeah,
probably good.
Who's the backup for Daniel Jones again?
Who cares? And how did he get a neck injury? Because he's got that big old long giraffe neck.
Oh my God. Tyrod Taylor. We talked about that.
Oh, that's right.
I totally forgot.
Tyrod Taylor. Yeah, his accountant neck just couldn't take the pressure.
Big old long neck.
Mm-hmm. Also, Deshaun Watson is hurt.
Yes.
That's one I'm happy about.
But second week.
Guess who's starting for PJ Walker? So who are they playing? Who are they playing? Who's Cleveland playing?
They're playing the Eagles, I think.
Oh, somebody else has probably already got the Eagles defense, right?
Eagles? Ravens?
No, they're playing the Niners.
Niners.
Ooh.
That is
get the Niners defense if you can, but I bet you can't.
Boy, that's going to be a flattening for the ages.
Hold on here. I'm on our. I don't see the 49er defense. No,
wasn't he
PJ Walker's? I don't remember which one he was in. XFL maybe, but he's been a solid backup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, listen,
you wouldn't want to start him for 6 or 7 games in a row, but for 2 or 3 games, yeah.
If you have the 49er defense, this is definitely a week you make sure you play them.
Yeah.
So if you're the owners of the Cleveland Browns, I mean, what do you feel?
May you rot in hell. May you rot in hell.
Beside that, what are you feeling like today?
Like rotting in hell.
You structured Deshaun Watson's contract in such a way that the year he was getting suspended, he didn't actually lose any money. And this is the year he's making all the big bucks. And he's going to miss 2 games so far this season and hopefully more.
And if you looked on the sideline, there he is. That's all your money.
Just
standing on the sideline.
Guaranteed, not an incentive in sight. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Karma.
I mean, it sucks that it actually has to go to Deshaun, but
yeah, that does suck. But yeah. I
mean, no, there's still plenty of time.
Karma has in store for him.
Yeah,
he's got something coming. The Wiz says, couldn't you also say that Joe Montana was surrounded by talent? Parallels there. Joe Montana, Steve Young. I don't know. He's not really a Steve Young kind of player, but Montana might be a pretty good comparison. But I'd have to go back and really kind of break it down and look at it. But that's not a bad thought, Wiz. It's not a bad thought.
Yeah. What I want to see from Brock Purdy, and it's not his fault, by the way, that he hasn't been put in the position. The Niners just don't have to win close games. So we don't know what Brock Purdy is like sort of under the pressure of having to come from behind. And what is it like in the fourth quarter when we know you need 7 and you've got to lead that team down the field in less than 2 minutes to score and win the game? I'm sure he can do it, but it's a test. If you haven't seen it, you don't know.
I think he's up to it. I think he can do it.
I think he can. You just don't know if you haven't seen it.
I feel like at some point here, the next couple of years, old Dark Helmet and the 49ers are going to be in trouble because they're going to have a lot of guys with contracts coming due. Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, the rest of the defense, Warner and those guys. You got to feel like maybe this
is the
kind
time.
of falls apart.
No. So they are aware of what is upcoming. So
this is the time.
This year, next year, this is their window. And they felt like last year when right before Brock Purdy got hurt, and that was a frustration of a lot of guys in the team. They're like, well, we should have been able to play, but we got no damn quarterback. They didn't feel like they had anybody who could do anything after Brock Purdy got hurt. So, they're aware of their window. And I'd say this year, next year, they need to do something. And who looks at this team right now and doesn't think that they're absolutely going to be in the Super Bowl?
I think that if they don't win a Super Bowl this year, they ought to be disappointed.
Yeah, absolutely.
They look clearly like the best team in football.
But they got this year and next year, and it depends on how they do their business. I mean, this is a team that really could be relevant for quite some time. We have to take a break. We'll be back with On This Date in Big George's sports history and other assorted things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
3 little words no parent wants to hear.
My tummy hurts.
And it always seems to happen at the worst times. Like in the middle of the morning rush, when you still have homework to check and lunches to pack, and of course, you're already late for work. Luckily, there's Pepto Kids. Pepto Kids gummies help relieve occasional stomach upsets, turning those 3 words into these 3 words.
I feel better.
Bad time for stomach upsets? Good time for Pepto Kids gummies. Fast support for little tummies.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The NASCAR season will come to an end in Phoenix, but the championship weekend will last forever. 4 championship races in 3 days, all set against the stunning backdrop of the desert mountains. A Friday doubleheader under the lights, the Xfinity Championship on Saturday, and a Cup Series champion crowned on Sunday. It's a weekend you'll wish would never end. NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway, November 3rd through the 5th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
With all the school supplies your child will need over the years, it can be easy to overlook the most important one of all, money, which is a good reason to open an AZ 529 education savings plan. Whether you invest $15 or $150 a month, your money grows tax-free. By the time your little one is ready for college, vocational school, or workforce training, they'll have all the savings they need to get the job of their dreams. Visit az529.gov to get started.
This message is sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
As markets continue to fluctuate, it's important to understand how national and global events could impact your investments. Join Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management, for an evening of food and finance on Wednesday, October 18th in Scottsdale. Mo will discuss how to know if you're prepared for a recession. He'll also share his outlook for stocks, real estate, and interest rates, and discuss strategies for managing your investments when markets are volatile. Best of all, Mo will take time to answer your financial questions. The seminar is free, but seating is limited and you must have a reservation. So visit compact.com right now to register. That's Wednesday, October 18th for Mo Ansari's free evening of food and finance. Register now at compact.com. That's COMPAK.com.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services member, FINRA, SIPC.
Before becoming a professional announcer, I took the announcer oath, which forbids me from misleading listeners.
Just wrap your heads around the reality of that.
That means I speak the truth when I say you can listen to us on your smart speaker. Just say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, and the money line changed a little bit. They got the Dodgers at minus 135 now. It was like a 145 earlier.
Huh.
Interesting. Good to hear the roof is open. The panels are off, and
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's a nice day out there. So
I don't like it.
Why don't you like that again? I forget. What's the deal?
The air circulation blowing the ball out of the ballpark. No, I don't like it.
Well, that benefits us too.
Well, it's windy out there right now. It's a subtle breeze blowing across the valley right now, and
maybe they're looking for the Diamondbacks just to start shelling this Lance Lynn guy when the game starts. Well, I don't know, man. So noted on your complaint.
Thank you.
Your complaint has been noted, filed, and give you sign here. And
Yes.
Sign here.
Yes.
And sign here.
Really?
Initial there.
Okay.
Thank you. 888-368-1580. Teriyaki says, hey, I'm not trying to cause a conflict. Chris McCaffrey is just injury prone, and going to a different team doesn't change that.
Well, he is, but I don't know why you would just call out he's going to get injured. I mean, that's like me. You don't do that, man. That's not cool.
Except for if it's about Deshaun Watson.
Well,
that son of a bitch needs a hurt.
Well, yeah.
And I don't know. He hasn't been injured as a Niner, I don't think. So
I thought he had.
I know that season he was while he was a Panther, but when he got traded over and joined the lineup, I don't believe he has. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I don't think he's been hurt on the 49ers
and
yet.
That's been a solid run for a quote unquote injury prone guy right there. Because everybody gets,
what was the prone? I thought he got hurt once. Did he get hurt?
It was like back-to-back seasons where he
with the Panthers
had nagging injuries with the Panthers. Yeah.
Maybe he's realized he was on the Panthers. I don't know. Baker's Cocky Hen says, Lynn did give up the most homers of any pitcher all year. I would open the roof too.
I mean,
I don't know. I'm just a superstitious guy. I'm a typical baseball player.
I hear you.
And if you're opening up the roof and the panels, see, I would open the roof, but not the panels. If I'm playing for the Diamondbacks, you got Freddie Freeman, you got Smokey Betts.
Yeah.
You got Outman, Muncy. These guys can all hit the ball deep. You've got who's the DH? He was with the Diamondbacks, and he went back to what's his name? JD Martinez.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got him in the lineup. I'm closing the panels, man.
Peralta.
Here's the thing, Randy. The Diamondbacks have been hitting better. And if this gives them an edge in trying to get a ball, up and out them, then that's great. Because you know what happens? If you're right and they're wrong, you close them the next time.
Well, every other stadium that's an outdoor stadium, okay, obviously have an open roof, but they don't have open panels.
Let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens tonight. You might be wrong, but then again, there might be a method to this madness.
I hope not. I hope I come on the air tomorrow and I'm able to play the new song from Fish Tank, but I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with this.
Teriyaki has the question. He says, was the roof open when they won the World Series?
Roof was open, and then they closed it because there was a dust storm and rainstorm that came through, and they closed the roof.
There you go. I did not remember that.
Panels were not open, just the roof.
Bruno Baller says, did I hear Randy say that NASCAR Championship weekend already sold out? Friday night under the lights sounds pretty cool.
I did not say anything about NASCAR and or the championship weekend. You'll have to get a hold of Phoenix Raceway. Friday night, the truck championship. Saturday, there's two of them. I
know that we're airing the main race on Saturday and Sunday.
Well, yeah, well, the Nextel Cup was it Nextel? No,
NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship is on
Xfinity.
Saturday.
Yeah.
That will be on this radio station, and the NASCAR Cup Series Championship on Sunday will also air.
Yeah.
So we got you for those. We are not airing the truck racing.
Truck racing, I think, is a lot of fun. If you're just breaking into NASCAR and you want to see some fun, you got to watch the truck races.
Yeah, I mean, that's all fine. That's all fine. But we got stuff going on Friday, so we can't. We're not going to air those.
I got it.
The ARCA race is also pretty fun in that someone's going to win that race and pop out of the car and look 12. You're just like, what?
Yeah. They're just they're midgets in that car there. Yeah.
So we have a few minutes before we all run down to our TVs and we watch the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. But let me just ask you, the CBS Sports NFL Week 6 Power Rankings came out, and on the top they have the San Francisco 49ers, followed by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
Do you agree that the 49ers should be higher on this list than the Eagles? Which one of these teams? Because remember, this could be your Super Bowl matchup.
I think if the 49ers and Eagles faced off against each other, I think the 49ers would win.
Keon?
I agree. I think the 49ers right now are the best team in football. When you look at when they beat people, for the most part, it's kind of not close. Mm-hmm. They show up, they blow you out of the stadium, and then they leave.
CBS Sports got it right. The Eagles are number 2. The Chiefs are number 3. The Dolphins are number 4. All 4 of these teams are playing great. Is it a surprise that they have the Lions at number 5? Is it a surprise they have the Buccaneers at number 6? That's a surprise.
Yes,
I mean,
that's a surprise.
Surprise of the season. Like, if you thought about it coming in, would they be ranked that high? Absolutely not. But if you've watched them play, it's not that surprising. Like, they actually
knew Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, like,
you know what? You could put Brock Purdy on the Buccaneers and they'd be playing great.
It's possible that that probably the Buccaneers have a ton of weapons and a great defense, and Todd Bowles is not getting in his own way.
The Colts are 13 on this list. That's the highest I've seen them on a power ranking in a long time. And then, of course, the Commanders and the Cardinals are 26 and 27. Which one do you think is higher, Commanders or Cardinals, Randy?
Commanders.
I would put the Cardinals higher.
See, that's funny because you both said the opposite, and you're no. The Commanders are 26. The Cardinals are 27.
Why would you put Keon? I'm interested. Why would you put the Cardinals higher than the Commanders?
Because of how embarrassing they showed themselves to be, and some of the things that I've just seen from that Bears game, where Bears players were like, yeah, they were lazy in some of the coverages that they would show, and we saw what they were doing and just did the opposite. Like, it's just like, how can you do that? The Cardinals, if nothing else, are well coached. I can't say that about the Commanders.
Cardinals are 1-4. The Commanders are 2-3.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Good point. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1992, after participating in a game against the Dolphins in Miami, Florida, NFL Atlanta Falcons cornerback Deion Sanders flew to Pittsburgh, hoping to become the first athlete to play in 2 professional leagues on the same day. It didn't happen. The traveling outfielder would not be in the lineup that evening for the Braves' 7-1 loss in Game 5 of the NLCS game. Nobody cares about that. So yeah, I guess why didn't they? I can't remember. Why didn't they let him play? He jumped on this plane. He got there, but why did they decide not to let him play? Do you remember, Randy?
Coach's decision, I think. That was something the coach had to make a decision on, and probably thought that Deion would be worn out from the football game, and he chose to start somebody else in his position.
You're young and made of rubber. He could have done it. They should have let him do it. But you say, well, he had his batting lineup, he had the card, he had it all sorted out, and he's like, in case Deion doesn't make it, this is what we're going to do. And even though he made it, he was just like, no, we're going to just stick with what we got here.
I think at a certain point, you got to go with a lineup, and that's
guess what? The Braves
happened.
lost. The Braves lost.
Yeah, well,
they should have let him play.
Well, now we'll never know, right? That's what you like to say. Now we'll never know,
will we?
Yeah.
King of Kitten says national anthem for military plane flyover right now at Chase Field. King of Kittens is in attendance and very, very excited. Over here with the Houston Asterix and the Minnesota Twins, it is 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th. And this could be the end for Donnie's Minnesota Twins if they don't get some offense together here. This Abreu guy. Is that the guy that years ago, where was it somebody else that Harry Carey was like trying to say his name? Abreu.
No, it wasn't him.
No. Every time I hear Abreu, I think of that clip.
Yeah.
The old Harry Carey clip. All right. I don't want to jinx nothing. So that's why we haven't really been talking that much about what's going on tonight with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
I think we need to play Burn in Hell Dodgers.
We do need to hear that.
Burn in Hell Dodgers! Burn in Hell Dodgers!
Ralph
I hate you. I don't know why we didn't play that every hour today. I guess I don't want to jinx. I don't want anything, but
and also because it's the way it ends is so personal to specifically just Ralph. It's kind of weird to play it when he's not here.
Yeah. No, well, he listens.
He does listen, but just to see his face. It's better.
Bala 51 sent me a photograph. Whoa, what is up with the outfield and the infield grass? Well, they made that that is dizzying. The design. Have you seen that, Randy? The design of the way they mowed that yard.
No, well, it's artificial turf. It's no longer grass.
Well, they put it out there like a jigsaw, out of order. It looks like they're trying to make everybody up in the upper decks dizzy.
I mean that could be, I guess. Yeah.
That's a strange looking grass.
I mean, not seen the field, but okay.
It's a weird looking yard.
It's all artificial.
So. Bala 51. That's a nice. You got a nice view right there, my friend. Good for you. He says, "Let's go Diamondbacks." We agree.
Enjoy the game. Root on the Diamondbacks. Let's go.
I got no predictions. I got nothing but hope. That's it. We were not even supposed to be here right now. 2-0 over the Dodgers. Are you kidding me? So hope for the best, and let's see what happens, kids. And we will see you back in this radio tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.